Welcome back, everybody. If you weren't able to hear us before, that's because we live in a magical land and not everything's audible all the time. But it is now. The spell of silence has been lifted. And we'd like to welcome all of you to our Friday afternoon and the beginning of our weekend. And we hope it's the beginning of your weekend, too. We're here just playing a fun game. And the people playing this game with me are sitting around the table, and they're going to introduce themselves. And as we do, also their characters. Here we go. Who's here?
No one.
No way.
No.
It's done for. I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
Even though I've had the longest week ever. I'm super. Let's get this started.
Let's go.
Valandril Marenko, the
400%.
Huh?
Nothing. I thought we were
Fine.
already counting our hugs.
Oh, one hug. Yeah.
Third one? Okay.
All right. So Valandril Marenko, half elf ranger, young, spry, and finally coming into his own. He is.
Yeah, that's fair.
All of you are too busy making fun of him. You don't realize he's about to become the hero Gotham deserves. Everybody has to go through an emo phase. Either you become Darth Vader or you become Batman. Take your pick.
All
That's fair.
right. It's Batman or Kylo Ren. Like,
Kylo
Darth
Ren.
Vader wasn't really an emo. He was
pretty solid. He was pretty like.
You ever see
He was a
Anakin?
goth kid.
I'm gonna kill you.
It's the Jedi who are evil.
That's fair. Anakin was emo.
Don't ruin my childhood like this.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Well,
Hello,
sit still and
I'm
act.
Joanna.
Oh no.
I play Quinn Brickard, the half-elf fighter.
I'm Parker Gillette, and I play Janet Tammy Woodspin, the half-orc druid.
My name is Grant Thornton, and I play Monolith, the Earth Genasi rogue.
It's not Ganassi.
Nope.
How many times do we have to go through this?
Every
But
time
is
I
it
say
Jif,
it, I'm like,
though?
oh, we don't want to do
That's not a
that.
conversation we have on stream.
No,
We don't get political here.
that's about as close as you can get to.
Yeah.
Too close.
Yeah.
Toe that line.
Well, help us out a little bit. You guys, before the last episode even started, you were
Yeah.
getting off of a ship. You started last episode just off of a ship, and then a series of events happened. What happened?
Fought dragons.
No, we fought worm
Worms.
things.
Worms.
And
Yeah.
not like the worm kind of worm.
No.
Like
The
dude
dragon
worm,
one.
you know,
Why?
tremors. Like,
Yeah.
It looks like
the
a
dragon
dragon,
type
kinda.
of worm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost
worm
could
with
call them
wings.
dragons.
We
I don't think I
killed, like,
mentioned that
two.
on camera, but the entire when he first mentioned they were worms, I was just like, oh yeah, like sandworms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No.
But they got wings.
We
and
weren't
legs.
that lucky.
Alas.
And we fought and killed them, and we weren't supposed to. We killed them, and we weren't supposed to, and then more showed up,
More did show up.
and then
Oh my
That
gosh,
was
and
real
then
awkward.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then a dragon guy came out. And was
we
like,
were all very, very close to death.
Yeah. And then this Dragonborn shows up and just zaps them all into oblivion and calmly goes back to drinking his 345 pints of water at the bar.
yeah.
Which we can figure it out. You can die from drinking too
Overdrink.
much water.
It's drowning.
We don't
No,
have to do
it's
this
drown.
again.
It's water
We don't have to
poisoning.
do this again.
We don't have to, but doesn't mean we don't want to.
Alright.
Okay. What else?
And our heroes,
Oh.
as we last left them, had finally decided to go collect the orb.
And destroy it?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Question
seemed
mark?
that there was much debacle between
Yeah.
all four of our heroes.
Yeah.
But it seemed to end consensus. They all wished to destroy it. But by what means?
And
by
with
which
who?
ways? And this is how we begin!
Nice.
Keep going. This is awesome.
We'll just let you guys trade places.
What does happen next?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, see ya.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm in your seat now.
Don't let us spoil it.
I figured out episode 8!
No. He spoiled it for us.
You
We
are
all
not
died.
suddenly clairvoyant. This is not how this happens.
Real-
Metagaming.
Nothing happens in episode 80.
Art is alive.
That's the joke.
No, he just makes it up as he goes.
That's because I know what happens at the end of this episode.
Oh. There is no
Monolith
episode
dies.
8. Wait a minute.
Aw.
I mean, just for a day.
There needs to be heroic sacrifice.
All I know is
Go
that
for it.
you're level 2, and I told you that until you get to level 3, you're safe.
Oh, I don't want to level up.
Oh man, that's okay. That's okay. I've been down to die since this thing started. And we got this. Let's
You
go.
guys have all been fearless, like a special kind of fearless. So there's no doubt in my mind that's going to continue.
Like special
Yeah.
kind of stupid.
Our characters should all metagame and be like, hey, I know we almost died all these times, but now I feel like we will actually die.
I feel like a curse has been lifted.
Nah. I'm over here taking shots in the middle of battles. I'm good. Let's do this.
Like hits or liquor.
Yes.
Both.
Combination there.
Combination, yeah.
Porque no los dos, you know.
Okay, there you go.
Hold up, also taco shells.
So the way that we did end
Uh-huh.
was with Arjon, the Dragonborn that you were dealing with. Arjon had spelled out the 3 legs of a journey for you that it was going to take to get to your destination. He wasn't able to zap you there. He's not able to even zap you back. As far as the last discussion that you guys had, you were going to go on this quest and you were going to go retrieve the orb. On the quest, I guess, you can decide what you're going to do when you get there. You had some ideas in the last episode, but clearly you've got a journey ahead of you, and there's plenty of time to change your mind if you choose to. That being said, it's now time to begin your journey, because we did have you leaving the city, the harbor of Smog Harbor.
Harbor of Smog.
If you would like to stick around, you can. It's about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. You could either get the first leg of your journey done, you could stay in Smog Harbor, or you could try and get a ship and go in a completely different direction and make up your own adventure. I mean, anything's possible.
And, die in the next 36 hours.
Anything's possible.
Back to the body of water of I am. 3 episode joke going strong.
The squiggly line of I am.
The Sharpie of I am.
It's dead now.
Oh.
Of I am.
Oh. He killed it.
Wah, wah.
Womp womp.
Let's
Okay.
continue the journey.
All
of
right,
I am.
so yeah.
Let's get that.
Alright.
I don't trust that at all.
Let's
It's
fine.
let's
You're
leave
gonna-
you
It's
on
fine.
the front porch of the tavern where you were. You were in essentially a tiki hut tavern. You're not hidden from anybody, and you're not out of audio range of Arjon, but you are on the front porch, looking out over Smog Harbor, facing back in the direction where you came. The carcasses that had been harvested bits and pieces by you, and also by some others, are gone. The carcasses are just completely gone. So whether they were carried off and harvested for other reasons, or who knows? You weren't there watching. They're just gone.
Right.
That is where you are.
Okay.
Alright, so should we
Continue into the desert.
continue?
We have his path.
You know, we just have so little time that I think we should just walk until we cannot walk anymore, and then I guess nap. We only got 36 hours left?
We're coming up on the final day. That much
Yeah.
I know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe spend a lot of time at that abandoned house.
A little more than we probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've spent some time in some places that we shouldn't have a lot along the way.
Yeah. So I guess we just gotta let's see if we can find a carriage or horses or something that can take us there faster.
Are you
got-
aware that
Hey, Monolith, look around you.
What?
this place just got attacked by dragons, and you think horses would stick around for that?
Ever heard of a deserted city?
You ever heard of
This
a
is-
barn? Maybe they got barns. Maybe they don't put their barns in the middle of the city.
Also, I don't know about all you guys, but I definitely lost all my money when our boat crashed, so I don't think I could necessarily afford a
Oh.
horse.
I might be able to afford one, but do you think one horse can fit
I'm
4
not-
of us?
You know
Oh.
what?
If we get 2,
In
we
my-
can get 2 horses.
In my life, I've noticed that I can barely fit on one horse.
Well, we can hog
That's
tie
fair.
Monolith and drag him on behind.
I'm the lightest. I'm the smallest. I'm the smallest. I'm gonna be the most likely to be on the
All
horse.
right. Let's take a hike. Come on.
I wanna ask somebody about horses
I
or carriages or.
kind of just snatch him by the collar and drag him off the porch behind me as we set off on the direction of whatever. Do I know which way I'm going, or am I just dragging him?
Did he
Well,
give us a map, or did he just describe us on our map?
He verbalized 3 different routes for you. The first one that you go on is to walk out of the city and then look for a mountain or a bluff that's in the shape of a wolf's head.
Okay.
and then you follow that until you get to that wolf's head.
And you said the shortest one was through the desert, right?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Most adventurers that try to get to this location take a straight shot.
Yeah.
And due to that, they pass through dangers that you don't want to pass through necessarily.
Right.
So he sent you on 3 legs, kind of like a sailboat tacking into the wind.
Got it.
On 3 different legs that take you safely through those
Hacking
dangers.
into the wind.
All right. This.
Okay,
Living for those
I want to
nautical
look for like a
terms over here.
market.
Yeah.
Is there like a marketplace, like a general store?
This is a very small little harbor town, and the
Okay.
thing that makes it hard for you to be able to see that right away
Mm-hmm.
is that it's built among dunes. And so I'd like you to picture maybe 12 different homes or structures on stilts.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, the sand dunes underneath just shift.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 month, the sand dune under the tavern is practically touching the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 months later, due to the movement of the sand, there's a 15-foot pit underneath. And so
Right.
there's a movement of this sand, but the stilted structures are always there. And you can see you can see all of them up, but there's a few of them that look like the dunes have started to encase them. So to answer your question, no, nothing that looks like a market.
Okay.
But a bunch of different structures that you could either go investigate or ask about.
Oh man, we don't got much time, but I really want to ask about a horse.
No. Let's
But
just
it'll
walk.
speed up our time.
Have
don't
you
think
ever
that
seen a
much.
horse try to run through sand dunes? Do you know what that looks like?
Monolith definitely hasn't.
Exactly.
What if they have like sand horses?
I think
We
we're
could get
spending
the Breath
way
of the
too
Wild,
much time
sand
on the
seals.
travel portion of this when we could just use our legs.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys are much taller than me.
Do you
got
want
much
to
more
ride? Do you
weight.
want me to carry you? I don't mind putting you on my shoulders.
That is degrading.
degrading. I'm
I
offering
am
you
my
some
own
help.
person. I
No,
can
I'm
walk
just
on my
saying,
own.
You wanted to not walk, and I'm offering you a
Correct. I
good.
wanted
Monolith is a strong, independent genasi.
I'm a
You know
strong,
it?
independent genasi. I don't need no orc carrying me around.
What, you got something against orcs?
I got something to run against being on someone else's back. I just want to buy a horse.
I was just trying to be friendly, but I guess
appreciate
I
it.
understand.
I appreciate it.
How
But
is
no.
your race relationships were a little tense
Oh, between genasis and
between
orcs?
anybody?
Oh, yeah, genasis are not known for their, I don't know. They think they're better than everyone. They're pretty bunch of pricks.
You should be nice to us.
Oh wow, that was
Ooh,
bad.
I'm gonna just stab you in the mouth.
You've already been
You're not
hog-tied
today.
once.
Not today.
Done, guys, let's stop.
Okay,
So
let's
is
just
there
let's go.
anybody out and about, or are they too busy defiling carcasses of worms elsewhere?
Nope, they're out, and your passive perception picks it up. You don't need to roll for anything. You see 4 people that are milling about. 2 of them are talking to each other on a structure, 2 structures away, and then there's 2 individuals that are walking between the structures that don't seem to be together at all.
I'm gonna try to get the attention of one of them.
Oh,
So Valandre walks up. Hey!
Yeah, yes.
So how do you guys get around in the desert?
Oh, the desert. We don't. You're talking to a slightly old woman or old man, and you're not sure.
Can't tell.
Can't tell.
Me
Facial
neither.
hair and all.
Yeah, it's all,
There's
it's
no-
all there.
Does anyone get across the desert by any kind of special means, or something that doesn't involve 2 foots? One in front of the other.
2 foots.
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 Let's,
Apparently.
you know.
Foots.
Children.
But what? Mostly we just see people walking across the desert. What other? A boat? Boats don't go on deserts, young man.
Any kind of special creature, anything that's like a sand horse.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Quinn,
The heat's getting to me. Just
There's
any
no sand horses, young man.
no creature whatsoever that we can like attach something to and just like ride in the back.
Quinn pours herself a drink.
Help me help you.
Well, then turn around and let me be.
Hey,
that's fine.
Valandra,
Just kind of.
I don't think that's necessarily working.
It's 3.
It's 3.
You need them today.
I don't think we're gonna find any other means of travel. So before we lose any more,
Can you
I
like
guess
turn into
living.
something?
Wow. Not
Honestly,
me.
I'm a little offended that
Look,
you kind of
I'm
straight
just
up
trying to
asked
get
me
us
that.
across this as fast as possible.
Yeah,
Then
okay,
you-
so
then
we're
start
walking.
walking,
We're wasting
huh?
time.
We can walk and debate this.
All right, you know what? We can walk and debate.
Like you have no. You said you had no money. I can pay you for this.
With what money? What money
Like
do
28
you
gold
have?
I've gotten on this journey. You check this out. This is more than I've had in a lifetime.
I don't know what to say to that. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Buy
You
a
can be 10
sand
gold
horse?
richer. Can you
That's
turn
fair.
into like a larger spider that we can harness stuff to?
I mean, unless you want me turning into a cat, that's about all I can do.
A large cat?
A normal looking cat.
House cat.
I mean, I can catch you a mouse or something. What do you want? A tasty treat? A snack?
That actually wouldn't be too bad right now, but
Janet Tammy walks forward way ahead of Valendro.
I was gonna pay her.
Quinn
What
stays
are you
his
doing
rear
right
guard,
now? Walking.
pours herself another
Oh,
drink.
you're role playing and walking. Gotcha.
You know, kind of the
Metagaming.
whole point of a tabletop RPG.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Role
Yeah.
play.
Actually, that was LARPing.
Yeah,
That was
technically.
Well, isn't every tabletop game technically LARPing?
Is
No.
it though?
I feel like we've been through this.
No, this is not one of the arguments we've had.
Like
Close.
throw something at you and it'll look aesthetically pleasing with the camera setup.
It'll sound good with the mic setup too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're walking.
Yes.
We're walking through the desert.
So, not to like assist you in any way, because I'm not. But
Uh-huh.
Not to do the job for you guys.
do you need anything before you leave?
Sand
Do we have
horses.
water? Do we have water and food?
Don't
'Cause, like-
don't steal the joke from me. I was waiting for nobody to bring up food and water.
Dang it.
The sand horses don't seem to be materializing.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I know we
Why is
have
that?
adventurers packs with.
We've got food, we've got tents, we've got blankets, we've got weapons, we've got water.
Do we have water though?
We should have water. I don't
We
think
have
we ran
water.
out. We
What kind of
both
adventure
have-
pack wouldn't have water?
We also have.
Well,
health
we've also
potions,
been going
don't
for a
we?
while.
Didn't we go through like all of them?
Oh, actually, we did. Or we went through the greater ones.
Yeah.
We still have 2 that we haven't sold yet.
Right, and we were debating.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have healers kits.
Yeah, we do have bandages. We're
hunting
okay. We're
straps.
fine.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
We'll
We
be fine.
didn't need anything, right?
Do we have fire making devices and a compass? In our adventurers packs. We have a list of this stuff, don't we?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there somewhere.
There's a reason we use
Where
D&D
is-
Beyond. Now accessible for anyone.
I'm looking at what you have right now.
Do what?
I'm looking at what you have right now.
And are we missing anything? Do you got any insight info for us?
Yeah, I got a lot of insight.
Oh
I'm just curious if you want to. You know, you're in a town walking out into the wilderness. Sometimes people buy snacks or something before they go, but you seem to have food and all of these
I don't
sand
think I
horses
have
you want.
any of that stuff.
I think.
Me
Well,
personally.
yeah, they
Yeah, I
took
think
it.
we're
Oh, okay.
we're holding it.
yeah.
So long as you guys know what you
The-
got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I'll-
got
Remember, we were
everything.
busy looting goblins.
We got
and then-
6 days
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ration, food. I think we're good. And that's each. Oh wait, I
Yeah.
think this is both. Oh wait, no.
No, it's
Dope,
we
dope.
have
Cool, cool,
2.
cool. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we got a lot of food. Yeah, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
We've got our water skins. We've got our food. We have our blankets and everything. We're going.
Well, then you're stepping out of the city, and the first time that you step off of the boardwalks, which connect all of those stilted buildings, and step onto the sand,
Here it comes.
your feet sink in about
There it is.
3 inches. And then you take the next step, and your feet sink in about 3 inches, and you realize that this is going to be a trudging, heavy exercise through the sand ordeal.
Nuts. Do you guys want to go back and try and get like snowshoes or something?
Snowshoes for the sand?
Sand shoes?
We definitely gotta find something.
Skates?
I'm
Skis?
gonna find a house. I'm gonna go talk to the same old woman that he talked to. I'm gonna be like, excuse me, miss. Is there a shop nearby that we can buy anything, like a general store?
You're a pleasant-looking young fellow.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. You're a very nice looking lady yourself.
Anyone who's watching right
Man, is there a general store nearby?
She points to a building 2 stories down, or 2 buildings down, where there's 2 people on the porch kind of
Okay.
leaning together and talking and on a rail,
Okay.
and points and looks at you again, and then walks away.
Like, oh,
now. The greatest ship of all time just got destroyed.
I know. Me and the old lady. Dang it. Or ma'am.
Start writing those Genasi fanfics right now. Monolith X old lady.
God.
She doesn't like me anymore.
Lady?
Man.
You just
Woman.
totally just
Person.
like assuming this person's gender.
I did real hard.
Oh
pretty
man,
bad.
that
So
was
I go to
fantastic.
that place with the two people.
Yeah, and you walk up, there's no signage at all. It seems that if you don't live here and you don't know where the things are, you
Yeah.
have to ask around. They don't seem to advertise it necessarily. But you have no problem walking up to the door. It's on hinges and swings right open. It's one of the double doors like you might see in a saloon from a Western.
Okay.
You walk right in, and it's a room that has nothing in the center. No table, no chairs.
Right.
But the walls are completely lined with shelves, and on the shelves are different objects.
Okay. Then I'm gonna walk up to the guy selling stuff
And there is a person, and there is a counter, and it's directly opposite the wall where you walk in.
okay. I'm gonna walk up to him, and I'm gonna ask him first, like, hey, you got any stuff to help us cross the desert? Any shoes or equipment that might help us through the sand?
So you're talking to a green dragonborn,
Mm-hmm.
and he's wearing what looks like the same kind of clothes that the sailors were wearing on the ship that you were on.
Okay.
And he's covered in. You've seen now multiple dragonborn in the last couple of days.
Yes.
And this one is beat up. Some scales are missing.
Oh.
There's this cool scar on one face where the scales
Nice.
are missing on that area, and there's a fleshy healed area under that.
Uh-huh.
Just really been around the block a time or two. It seems
Yeah.
like he should have an eye patch, but he doesn't. How did you keep both your eyes? Is one of the questions you would ask. But he's the one you're talking to. And what are you asking?
I'm asking him if he has any equipment for getting across the desert, specifically like footwear or know where to get an animal that can help us get across.
Yes. All over here on this corner is where you're going to find all the stuff that you need.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
I guess we're going to a corner.
I go to the corner.
When you get to that corner, everything is incredibly well organized. It looks like somebody spends all of their time putting things in a aesthetically pleasing way. They stack the
Appreciate
shelves
that.
in a way that makes it easy to see what you're after. There are something. Did you say you're looking? You said the word snowshoes earlier, and I don't know if that's in character or out of character.
Sand
No,
shoes.
that was out of character. I did say sand shoes out loud.
I was in character.
Yeah.
I've seen snow.
Well, when you get over there, there are things that go on your feet, and yes, they look like snowshoes that you would have worn before, and there are, they're stacked up in a way that makes it seem like you could probably shoe 50 people. I mean, there's a bunch of different
Wow.
shoes there. Some of them look brand new, some of them don't.
Okay.
Some of them look like they might be a little cheaper and functional, but you got a lot of options here.
Okay.
In addition to this, there is a whole wall filled with other adventuring gear. Skins that you'd hold liquids with,
Okay.
bags that you would put skins in, a lot of rope. You see adventure kits like the kind that came, they're all ready-made and packaged together, so they're easy to buy.
Okay. I
Do you
check out the.
guys, do you guys want adventuring kits so you don't have to rely on ours?
First, I gotta sell my stuff. I
Okay.
got stuff to sell.
Yeah, actually,
But-
we have a total of 2 greater health potions to sell.
I feel like we should hold on to those.
I also,
Of all
well,
of them.
maybe we could sell them and see how much a normal healing potion could be. Because if we just get one, I've got that handy dandy spell that heals up.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him about selling and whether I can sell stuff to him.
Whether he
Maybe you
buys
should
or not.
ask.
All right, let me just make sure I have this right dollar, gold,
Tell me what to do.
Fantasy dollars.
fancy dollars. There it is.
So I walk up to him and like, hey, do you could I sell you some stuff that I got? I can show you what it is before, you know.
Let's see what you've got.
Okay, I pull out my bag. I pull out 2 scimitars and a warhammer and a single dragon tooth and then a single scale. And I'm like, what out of this would you buy for me?
The hammer is for sale.
Yeah.
I will give you 5 gold for it.
5 gold, huh?
Yes.
Alright, well, I mean, took a lot of time to get this. It was a very special hammer. You see these runes? Very special.
He picks up 5 gold coins and goes,
Any leeway? Can I barter or?
you can. Oh, wait. You may try if you like.
I'm just gonna take it.
Oh.
I'm not gonna barter.
He hands the coins, picks
You
up the
grew up
hammer,
pretty quickly.
and he
I don't care.
looks at it, and then you can see a loving look in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sets it down behind his counter, and the handle kind of sticks up behind it. And he's just looking at you.
And now he has a Mjolnir.
It was definitely worth 15, but
I kind
I
of.
wouldn't have known that. Okay, so I'm like, all right. I also got these 2 scimitars. You know, good for adventuring, good for hacking, slashing, all the things you might need for killing stuff.
He points close to the corner where you are, and you see essentially a basket full of them.
And I'm like, oh,
I could give you 5 silver each.
I'll hold on to them. I'll hold on to them. You know,
7 silver each.
they're originally worth. I wouldn't know that. That's metagaming.
No.
Like, sure, whatever. I don't want them.
He gives you 12 silver. He takes them.
I'm like, excuse me. I need 2 more silver. You said 7 silver each, and you gave me 12.
Oh, math is bad.
Wow.
No problem. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
14.
I come over and lean against the counter and I'm like,
You
Just starts laughing uncontrollably.
He's like, oh goodness.
You
this
get the
woman's
feeling
scary.
that he was focused on a chump, and he sees a worldly person staring him
Chump?
down, and so it's the impression you get.
What?
I know.
Mighty Boss Stones
I
would be
mean, you are
very
from
happy with
fantasy.
you.
Honestly, I'm a little offended for you, and I'm a little upset with this guy. Honestly,
Oh,
Nice save, Jason.
yeah, there you go.
he sounds like a jerk.
I kind of lean over the counter and look at him, and then I look at the handle of the hammer sticking up over the counter, and I look back at him and just kind of raise my eyebrows like, really? This is how we're gonna play this game?
Did you want to buy the hammer?
Oh no,
15 gold.
I'm just criticizing your selling practices.
Why would you criticize something I'm so good at?
Clearly, he took it from me for 5.
It's a good deal. Nobody buys hammers around here.
I look at the stack of the little stack of gold coins in front of him, and I look back
It's in my
and I'm
pocket.
like, oh, it's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see how much he gave you for
Yeah,
that?
he gave me 5.
I look at the stack
Yeah.
and I look at him.
19. I gave him 19.
You gave me
How about
19
you,
coins.
you give him 19 gold for that?
No, 5. Sale's done. I got my hammer.
It's fair. I mean, it was only worth. It's only like, out of game. It's only worth 15. In game, I don't care. I just wanted to get rid of it. 5 gold is 5 gold more than I had. He can sell it off for 15.
I mean, he needs to make money.
He needs to make money off of it.
Simple selling practice.
I also got the tooth and the scale. You can get by those, or
I stare him down real hard.
Is this joke?
I'm guessing you guys have a lot of
You
them.
think I need scale?
No, not what I meant. We killed the worm
Maybe not
That seems a
scale,
little-
but
and it's from the worms that we just killed.
You killed wormlings?
Yeah, by the way, we saved your town. Just you know.
You doomed yourself.
What?
You killed wormlings.
What do you mean?
You killed baby dragons.
Oh no. Does that mean Mama Dragon gonna attack us?
Yes. Please leave. Thank you. Please leave.
Can we buy some shoes?
Yes, quickly.
Okay. Everybody grab a pair of shoes and pay for them. How much?
How much are the shoes?
You hear him listening?
as he's distracted.
Oh
Stop.
God.
This is taking up too much damn time. Am I able to swipe a pair of low quality ones?
You could absolutely give it a shot.
Yes.
I got.
It's so hard not to say that, by the way.
Yeah. Whether you will succeed or not, it's up to the dice.
You want to use my roll? I just accidentally rolled you a 20.
He's got
Can you
actually,
please use a
this is-
different dice
I
or
have a thing
something?
I'm supposed to do.
You're stressing me out.
Deal with it.
Okay.
Good.
You see his eyes up and to the right, and he's listening intently. So that changes the number a little bit, and you can roll.
She heard us.
Series onto us, man.
Yeah. All right.
That'll be a 22.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you without any effort really, you have a set of sand shoes.
So
Straight up
Valandril,
just-
as everybody's talking, he's just kind of goes. He walks out.
Good LARPing.
Yeah.
LARPs out the door.
So I'm gonna ask him how much they cost. I ask him how much they cost.
He gives his attention back to you.
Mm-hmm.
8 silver each.
Done.
Oh, that's not much.
I give him 8 silver.
I get paid for that.
Hey,
So it'll be 16 for the pair.
I just wanted to use my set.
hey,
You're gonna charge me per shoe instead of a price for both? Who's gonna buy one shoe?
We live in a port full of pirates. Most people have but one leg.
I can't argue with that. You know what? That's fair. I'll give you 16 silver.
hey, Monolith.
Takes the silver,
Yeah.
and you can pick whatever pair of sand shoes you want, new, old.
Okay.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I buy new.
Monolith.
Yeah.
I'm a little short on
Then I got you.
Funds.
Keep talking to him.
Okay.
Try to sell him some of your dragon scales.
Well, excuse me,
Well,
sir.
she is talking to him. I do what he
Hey,
did.
hey, can you grab me a pair too?
No, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it.
Alright, fine.
I have
I
good
have
sleight of
this
hand,
really
but maybe not
fancy
that good.
spyglass that I've been kind of looking at. I got it in a kit a little while ago, but I've never really used it before, so I thought I'd give it to you, or like see how much it might be worth. Stop.
Okay, I got a 16.
What'd you get first?
Well, it wasn't the first time.
Oh, yeah, a 16?
yeah.
Stop.
Man, that's a shame, because you needed to get a different number than that.
Dang, my sleight of hand is so good.
So he's talking, and you added all your bonuses and everything.
Yeah, that was 11 plus 5.
What were you distracting him with? What was your question?
The spyglass, it looks really fancy. I've never really like used it before. I used it on the ship a little while ago, but like it wasn't really working. It's not that it wasn't working for me though. Anyways, I thought I would try and sell it to you, see how much you might think it is. I don't really know. Maybe I could trade it in for some shoes and some other things.
6 gold.
No. See, I heard from the guy on the ship, our captain and stuff. He said it was a fancy,
Really good distraction job.
fancy spyglass.
7 gold.
No, I think we can go a little bit higher than that. Honestly,
7 gold on the shoes he just took.
deal.
Wow.
I walk out really uncomfortably.
As Monolith
That
walks
glass?
out, Valandr's
That's
putting on
my
his
glass?
shoes, looks at him,
Grant?
mocks him. Hey, nice shoes.
Why the hell did you sell that?
Well, because what are we gonna do? Die?
Possibly.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why
Did you walk out of the room and I wasn't paying attention?
No.
You're still in the room.
I'm
and
still-
You're
I
the
have
only
watched-
one in the room.
Yeah.
I'm so mad that I
just,
failed a
he's standing behind the
sleight of
counter.
hand check.
He's not making eye contact with you.
The first one was a
necessarily.
1.
And he doesn't seem to be like doing his
I
listen.
did it. I wasn't starting it off with
You can't
1.
tell if he's agitated because of you or he's actually afraid of Mama Dragon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I take a pair of the shoes and set them on the counter and kind of fold my hands in front of him and look at him.
10 for both.
How dare.
7.
Yes. Ching, 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 ching. He keeps all his money in a little bowl on the desk.
I
I
want to
thought it was
slide
a
it.
tip
I kind of I
Oh,
look
it's
over
fine,
I look
man.
over at his little money jar and lock eyes with it and like stir it with my finger.
What are you...
He blinks.
Take
I'm
my
not sure
shoes
if
and
this
walk
is like
away.
seduction technique.
Yeah, I can't tell what the point of the stirring was. It was
He
just
felt
like...
very intimidated. So
Oh.
FYI,
Okay.
even if that wasn't what was supposed to happen,
No, that
he
was
felt intimidated.
that is exactly what was supposed to happen.
Pull out
Be
a gold
afraid.
coin, like, oh.
All right.
Have a nice day. All right, you're out of the building.
Yep. We're all
Door
putting our
swing
shoes
shut.
on.
Put my shoes on.
I look at Jam and Monolith and swing the pair of shoes. I'm like, 7 silver. Gotta get better at bartering.
Look, I tried my best, but somebody stole a pair of shoes.
Somebody.
Valandril.
What are you talking about? Listen. I am not 7 feet tall, okay? I can't intimidate people as well.
Valandril doesn't
It's not
realize
about
they're talking
intimidation.
about
I'm not 7 feet tall. I'm 6 feet tall.
Close enough.
Wait, he tried stealing shoes too?
Yeah.
Check it!
Man,
Puts
I
out to the shoes.
very
And
disappointed.
you're supposed to be the person that does this professionally.
I'm
like
normally
cackling
really
and I
good.
slap Valandril in the back. I'm like, that's my boy.
I really do appreciate it though. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have the money for it or anything, so thanks for the
Yeah,
shoes,
no
Monolith.
problem. I'm still upset that I screwed that up. I'm normally really good. I promise.
Like you were when you strangled that guard with his own.
I stole a shirt out of his backpack.
Or
He
when
didn't
you-
even notice. I could have stolen the shirt off his skin
And then you tried giving it back!
as a sign of goodwill. Why is it such a strange thing to you guys? You gotta be nice sometimes.
Valandril walks up.
Penguin walks into the desert.
Well, how is someone supposed to walk in a chair?
Not at all, generally. Yeah,
With a chair.
That's fair.
Jen and Tammy, you were involved in a conversation about the spyglass. Did you also get sand shoes? Or?
Yeah.
Grant bought his own and stole
then
my
got your-
pair.
I understand what happened. Well
So
then,
regardless, we know Monolith is a terrible thief.
I'm a good thief. I just gotta roll better. If anybody rolls a 1,
I'm a good thief. I just
What are you,
always do it bad.
Monolith? What are you rolling
I-
over there? What are you rolling?
D20.
No, I mean like, what are you rolling? You're a thief, right? What are you rolling? What is this rolling you're talking
Rolling?
about? I don't understand.
I wasn't. If I'm not using the accent, it's not in game.
Grant, to be 100% fair, it's like a slim margin between Monolith and Grant.
The accent is clear
True.
enough.
To you.
Yes, exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how you sound in my head, actually.
Actually.
I'm upset.
Hey, I'm Grant in here.
Hey, what's up? The name's Grant. Oh, I dropped my phone. That's exactly it. Okay, we're walking in the desert.
Yep, you follow the
You were
same
saying-
boardwalk out
Yeah.
of town that you followed before, and this time when you step off of the boardwalk and into the sand, you don't have that sinking in sensation. You now glide across the top of the sand.
Hey, this is pretty good. These shoes are great. I love them.
I actually wasn't expecting this to work as well as it is, but honestly, they're working pretty fine.
So there are 3 legs on this journey, and right now you're beginning the first one at about a hand above sunset. The sun is still above the horizon, but it's about to sink below in a hand. You're headed towards a rocky bluff that's got the shape of a wolf's head. And during this walk, it's going to take you about 2 hours to get there. One of you is going to roll the encounter for this, and I'll let you guys decide who's going to. Those are 2 no's and a volunteer. I mean, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Hold on, no, let me get my sheet up so I can just. Yeah, go ahead and.
I feel like
Let
you
her
of all
rip.
people shouldn't be doing this.
I feel like you of all people should stop commenting on who should be rolling.
Maybe if you rolled better, I wouldn't have to comment so much.
Maybe if you stopped downing the dice, they wouldn't be so shy to perform on camera.
They were bad in the first place,
They were-
Ozzy.
You're bad in
Listen,
the first
listen.
place.
I
Listen,
already
listen,
know.
listen. Before we started insulting those
Children,
guys, they
can
were
we all
rolling
just take a
ones.
drink?
No. That was an out of game. She wasn't doing her accent.
Yeah.
But
You were saying.
I was saying the die definitely did some bad rolls before we started.
Excuse
pooping on
me, you're
it.
shaming my dice? This is
Yeah.
2017. That's uncool.
That was
It's
2 years ago.
2019. Okay.
Did I say 2018?
You said
You said
2017.
2017.
A little behind, a little late.
I don't do numbers well.
God.
Okay. Roll your encounter.
2019 Grant.
Correct.
Why are you
dice-
telling me to roll the encounter? He's the game master.
Because you were already told to roll the encounter. I'm just repeating.
There.
Why
it's a
so
16.
aggressive?
It's a 16.
Because when I'm
Keep it.
aggressive, we
Keep
get
it.
good numbers.
That's fair. You did roll pretty good for that.
Yeah.
Oh. Every time you yell, you get a better number.
Please,
It's gonna
please.
be like when you try ripping
Please.
off Velcro.
Save
Yeah.
my ears, please.
Rip.
So you guys are walking down a pretty desolate part of the desert. It's not a path. The sand shifts all the time. You don't
Yeah.
have a road that you're walking on. You have a direction. You see something on the horizon you're walking towards. About halfway to your destination.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to you like it's that much closer because you have a hard time judging it as you go, but it seems like you're a little bit closer. You know for a fact, because I'm telling you, you're halfway to your destination. And it's about at the halfway point that one of you over in the direction of the setting sun notices a object, something flying in the sky.
Oh, I don't like this.
I know. It's kind of
I know, it's great.
it's kind of
I made a note too for us to get rid of the tooth and scales and stuff like that before we left, but I never brought it up because we were too busy arguing.
The shape as you watch it, it's dark, it's thick, it doesn't look like it's opaque or a group of objects. It looks like one large flying thing, and it's so far away as it gets closer and closer and
from the
begins to take more of a form. You have a harder time identifying it. And then you can tell, because it's so close, that it's a flock of birds. It's this crazy flock of birds. And they come flying towards you, and they, kind of like when you were on the ship, they come flying through the group of you, past you, and you expect to see them keep going, but instead they go about, 200 strides, and then they seem to go down and disappear behind a dune.
Whoa.
That's what happens.
That seemed rather odd.
That got real Chronicles of Riddick all of a sudden.
Right.
That was a large amount of birds. I'd say about 15 seconds worth.
That was
least.
that was a
least
decent amount of
15
birds
seconds.
to go
Yeah.
Wait, so when
behind
did
the
we start
dune.
measuring birds in time increments?
Don't worry about it.
Episode 4.
15 whole seconds of birds.
There might be like a little cave back there. Should we check it out? Or we were on a time crunch.
Let's just take a peek. I mean, it wouldn't.
Hey,
it
just
wouldn't
a peek
hurt.
wouldn't hurt.
Just remember,
just to
things
look
live
over.
in caves.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
we're
the
just
fun
gonna.
part?
If we see a cave, we keep going. If we just see birds sitting on the
But
sand,
Monolith
keep
keeps there's a
going.
cave.
no. Last time we saw a cave, it wasted like 24 hours and we
Okay,
almost
okay.
died.
And it
Let's
turned
just-
into a flesh tunnel.
Stop. There was that too. There was lots of tunnels.
Let's
there were
just take
dead
a
bodies.
peek. Let's just take a look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and take a peek over
Same.
the dune, or I'm gonna stand. I don't know how to do this on a dune.
Well, between the place you're walking and where they disappeared, there's 2 crests to the waves of sand and 1 trough. So you'd have to crest, go down, and then crest again to be able to look down and see.
Do so.
And that's what you do. As you walk, and by the way, is anybody with you? How is the group separated right now?
I'm going.
I'm probably.
I'm going on an adventure.
You're going for the
keeping-
bird cave? You guys, I'm bird cave.
I'm probably.
Team
taking-
bird cave.
Team Bird Cave.
Team Bird Box.
No.
That was really bad. No, I'm sorry. I'm
So was Bird Box.
I was about to say.
I've never seen that.
I'm just me
easy
neither.
joke.
I read the book.
There was a book?
Yeah. Wow. Yes, there was a book.
I just heard that it was a bad movie. That's it.
All right. Yes.
Team
the-
No Watch Books.
Yo.
Yes.
And the book was actually really good. So anyway, I follow. I take up rear guard.
I take up front guard.
Valenjil's happy sliding down the edge of the dunes.
I absolutely try to slide down dunes a few times.
I wouldn't slide down the next coming one. We don't know what's on the other side, guys. Just be careful.
Well, picture the fun, because this is fun. The first dune that the 2 of them slide down, side by side, both of you let out a squeal of delight. I'm just assuming, right?
Woo! Woo! Yeah, as I'm sliding.
I'm sliding here.
Hey, I'm sliding here. Woo!
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get to the
10.
bottom, and you stand up, and you have the most uncomfortable unwedging and removal of sand from your slide. And then you begin the trek up to the top. I believe you were in the lead?
Yeah.
In the lead. You're the first one that crests the top of that dune. And when you get to the top and you look down, you're looking at a beautiful oasis. It's a standing body of water. It's clear. You can see a white sand bottom from where you are. It's surrounded by large boulders, and there are trees and grasses. And next to it, a wagon. And the wagon, it looks like it's been there for a while. It looks like it's been abandoned in the desert. Deserted in the desert.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
Deserted
we have the
and
rest of the down of it.
Yeah, I'd say you're about 50 strides away.
Guys,
I
this is
would
really
not-
cool.
No. No.
Too late. I'm gonna like surf down, get on my feet and cool, because I'm cool.
I'm following.
I'm doing it too.
For being the Vodka character, I always have to play the mom first. Why is this? Why?
Maybe
Why,
we should
Jason?
just have fun.
Yeah, just let loose sometimes, Mom.
Aren't you curious?
Aren't you?
I take another shot.
The three of you slide down the dune.
Yeah.
And you trudge.
I trudge.
Begrudgingly.
A begrudging trudge.
Very carefully, not like head down and dragging. I'm like looking for traps and stuff.
Yeah.
Sand traps.
Serious trudge.
With sandworms.
Serious trudge.
Traps.
Well-
Serious trudging.
As you trudge and as you slide,
Yes.
you guys reach the bottom and you reach the wagon first, and the two of you are right on her heels. It's probably those big strides that a 6.5 foot tall
Oh,
half orc
6'10".
makes.
Thank you.
Nearly 7 foot tall half orc makes.
Jeez.
Strides right up to the wagon, and when you get there, nothing out of the ordinary happens, but you begin to take in the surroundings. So I'm gonna have you be the one that rolls. Well, actually, you tell me when you walk up to it. What are you doing?
Do I like realize that there's no like immediate danger in the area, or would I have to like would that be a roll in itself?
No, that's not a roll. You know it's safe currently because nothing hurt you yet.
Okay,
That's the
cool,
only
cool,
thing
cool.
that you know. You have yet to be hurt,
I
and
don't-
maybe you won't be.
Is it like a covered
No.
cart?
Yeah, it's not a Conestoga style. It's an open box
Okay.
with wheels, spoked wooden wheels on the four corners.
Then I'm just gonna peek down, make sure there's nothing underneath, and then hop inside and poke around to see if I can see anything, and/or just bounce on it a bit.
Yeah, underneath you see nothing. On the far side, the two wheels that you see are functional. On the far side, when you look under, you see that they're broken and it's down. So those wheels seem to be buried in the sand, but some of the cracked spokes and the cracked circular part let you know that it's worse than that. It's a non-functional wagon currently. What you notice in the back of the wagon are barrels.
Barrels.
Yep.
Monkeys?
Can I shake a barrel?
It seems very heavy, very full, and there are no clues about what could be in there. There are 4 barrels in the back of this. 2 of them were covered with a tarp, and 2 of them are out, and you're shaking one of them that's out from under the tarp.
No sloshing.
No sloshing, no jingling, no chunking or clunking or any
Full
other
of
onomatopoeias.
Are they sealed? Are they like banded?
Yeah.
These are
So
made
are
by
they-
Coopers with the proper.
hoops on 'em?
Yep.
So they're like
So they're-
closed.
Take my dagger.
Yes.
It's very very keg like.
Do we have is there like a top on it with a seal? Can we pop the top off?
No, these look more like they need to be like the circular lid needs to be broken off.
Ah, okay.
Not it doesn't look like something you take off and replace necessarily.
Okay.
Broken.
I want to hit it with my dagger, like the end of my
It's
dagger.
gonna
It's like,
ricochet right into your face.
That'll be hilarious.
Yes, it would.
why do you think I'm
Slam,
doing it?
slam.
Come on.
This will be strength, yeah.
Strength isn't bad. Certainly isn't
It's
good.
not good.
Back off. You're 7 feet tall.
Watch this good roll though. It won't matter what his modifiers are.
You jinxing it.
No, I'm helping. This.
Okay, okay.
I call it.
You jinxed it. I got an 8.
I thought I was calling it.
8 total. 8 dirty.
Okay, so you don't injure yourself.
Okay.
Or the barrel.
Okay. I just hit it and I'm like,
Yep, you unsuccessfully broke the lid off.
Okay.
Here.
Like, this is gonna take a little more.
Let me
Use a
try.
hammer. Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Punch it?
punch it, I guess.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Can I come down and help you?
You're begrudging.
I'm begrudging.
It's gonna
I'm
be. I
trudging
feel like it's more of like
seriously.
a. He hits it with his dagger, and I'm gonna be like, oh, gah.
Well, you gotta roll good.
Yeah, because the help on a punch would be kind of. I'm not sure how you
Weird.
would assist.
Here, hold it
narratively
still.
speaking.
Yeah.
I will assist your arm.
I'd have to like hold it at a better angle for her.
All right.
16. Wait, it might be proficient. No, it's
In
just
what?
strength.
It doesn't matter.
Strength modifier.
You just needed it. It was a 15 barrel.
16.
Oh, lucky.
Yep,
There you go.
You knocked it.
Oh,
so
here.
what
Plus
you
5.
what you accomplished when you
Like-
punched it was to cause the boards on top to crunch in a little bit. So now it's just a matter of pulling splinters back and being able to reveal what's in there.
I help pull.
I knew we would find something cool.
As you get it all open and with the help of Monolith get the rest of the pieces off, you find
Spiders.
inside it's filled with what looks like sand. But the sand is black or gray in color.
I like
This I shove my hands in it.
Oh no.
Yep.
Do I find anything?
No, there's nothing in there. It's just the sand, just the black colored sand.
I take out my empty potion of greater healing vial and fill it up with some black sand.
That's a really good idea. That's real smart. I do the same.
I gotta edit it.
And I empty out the barrel.
I hope this is
Onto
really
the
awful
sand.
because
Wait. Okay.
Oh, I get
Am
it.
I here yet?
Yeah,
I don't empty
Okay,
it. I don't
I'm there.
empty it, but like
You
I start
try and empty it?
pouring it out.
I stop you. I'm like, wait a minute.
Look, it's cool.
No. Stop. Wait.
What?
So that's gunpowder, right?
You don't know what that is.
Hey, he could. You don't know
Do
that.
you?
Yeah.
Do
He's
you?
not dumb.
This is like the era before proper firearms, so we don't know who knows about it and who doesn't.
right.
Make bombs out
So,
of them.
so she like starts to pour it, and I grab a flint and a piece of and like make a little pile of it a ways off,
Okay,
like
yeah.
surrounded by sand that isn't flammable.
See, the look that I just gave you would cost me money at the poker table. I didn't mean to flex my face that way. But I thought you were walking over to the barrel with the.
No, I'm totally just gonna light the whole thing, Jason.
You're all gonna die.
She's like, this is
Look in,
gunpowder.
guys.
Look.
Constitution save, guys.
I feel
No.
like we'd just be
Don't
kind
bother.
of dead.
Yeah.
Don't
I feel
bother.
like we would have had like.
Not with that barrel. You just,
Yeah.
there's no.
Remember, no
dex
death
out of the
before
way of
level
that.
3.
Yeah, you know.
So I take a
Generally
handful of it.
speaking.
No, just like a handful.
Yeah, and
Pour it onto
so-
the sand a safe amount of distance away, and like shore it up a little bit on the side so it doesn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull Jam over and I'm like, come here and watch this. Look at this and look and I'll show
What are you
what
gonna
it
do
does.
with the sand?
I'll show you what it does. And I take the flint and
And
like
before you do, you said you got a handful of it.
yeah, just a little bit. Like not a whole bunch of it, just like small bit.
Got it.
And it's all brushed off and not on me anymore.
Okay.
I just want to strike a spark on a flint onto and like make sure we're far enough back that we don't get blown up in the just in the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna just say that we can all light a fire,
Yeah.
and that you have no problem lighting this. We're not rolling for the lighting. We'll say that the quantity that you laid down there is a substantial amount of black powder, and so we're gonna have you dex just to see exactly how quickly you can get out of the way of your demonstration. And
Yeah.
it's a valid demonstration.
Yeah.
Maybe a little,
Some learning needs to occur.
extra.
Since I know what's gonna happen, can I roll
Is
with
this everybody or
advantage?
just
You
the
would
two?
roll with advantage.
Yeah,
You're gonna roll.
I'm a little
regular,
closer,
all
You're like,
honestly.
your face is up against
I'm real
it.
curious. I don't know what's
Oh my
going on. What are you
gosh.
gonna do with
This is
It's
fantastic.
sand. What are you gonna do? Why are you
15.
lighting it on fire?
Okay.
Well, 10.
Okay. Alright, then we're just gonna do
Just a simple D20 for damage.
Okay. So you strike it 3 times, and those sparks come off of the flint, and they fall just to the side of the little pile you made. You're like, and they do it again, but to the other side. You're like, okay, all right, here we go. And you throw the solid stream of sparks from your flint directly into the middle of the pile. And when the first one hits, the ignition begins, and then the rest of them cover the pile, and all at once, it ignites. And the explosion is so substantial from that small little amount. What you put down, I'm going to call it half of an actual handful. And I'm even going to say that you wiped your hands off in the sand before you did this, just so there's no hand burns. But the explosion was pretty substantial. You were almost prepared for it, and you took 3 points of damage.
Oh no.
And you were not, and you took 5. It was a 5 points of damage, and you dexed out of the way taking it.
This is
You
not
should drink
at
that
all.
greater healing potion.
I did. That was
No,
the
but the
11.
extra ones.
But didn't we sell those?
No, not yet.
We didn't actually, so we have 2 left.
You're not in combat, so it doesn't matter, but you're both knocked prone, even when you saved. Both knocked prone, and when you stand back up and you look down, you see a divot where there wasn't a divot before. And I guess you could now explain what happened.
That was so cool.
I like part of my eyebrows on fire and I
Yes.
pat it out.
I think we should grab some more of this stuff. That's real.
That's why I
what
filled
kind
the
of
jar.
sand is this?
Explosive sand.
Explosive sand.
I'm pretty sure it's called
Wow.
gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Yeah, and I got a jar of it so that we can use that.
I just thought it
Um,
looked kind of cool.
Anybody got like a string?
For
I have
fuse.
some
For a
hem.
few.
We
We
can
have
unravel
shirts and
a rope.
alcohol.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
works.
There you
I
go.
mean, yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
Do you think all the other barrels are full of this?
How about we
stuff?
crack
I
them
hope
open and
not.
We can
see?
find out.
Just
Do
not,
any of them
not
have
with any fire.
weird red paint on them?
If they
No,
are,
they're completely unmarked.
No
Fantastic.
skull and crossbones?
Oh, skull and crossbones.
Nothing to indicate that they are the
Bright
explosive variety.
No dwarven runes saying stand back.
No elvish runes saying good luck.
Good luck.
No
Farewell.
primordial runes saying.
Too
Why
late.
are these on here?
So you have 3 barrels, 2 under a tarp, and 1 that's not under a tarp, and a big hole about 20 feet away from where you, 20 yards away from where you found it all.
Is this at the Oasis, by the way?
You're right at the oasis.
So there's a whole body of water that we're just completely ignoring.
yeah, this
Y'all
color.
suck.
Go swimming.
Roll for initiative.
This is a safe place. Yeah, nothing seems to be bothering you, and you haven't been this refreshed in a while. The body of water is cool for having sat out in the sun all day,
And fresh, right?
and steady. Yeah, it's a
Dirty.
Salt water.
clear.
Stagnant.
calm-
Imagine. Oh, that'd be fine.
It's not
2 days at sea, salt water is just not his friend.
the fact that it's
They got
clear is already a little bit of an oddity. It's weird to find standing water.
Magic
that's clear.
water.
And this water is clear, whether it's spring or magic or just it's definitely not stagnant, and there's no like oily film, that kind of gross stuff.
Yeah.
None of that.
It's just nice.
Not until we get in there.
Yeah,
We're gonna get in there and get all sweaty.
Yeah, and all the dirt is gonna just come off your skin.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So you guys are about halfway to the Wolf Head mountaintop. The sun at this point has reached the horizon and dipped under. And right now, at this very minute, let's do it this way so it's more honest. It's not a bad thing. I just want to know what you know.
Okay.
Let's make it intelligence. Everybody,
Oh,
a group
man.
intelligence, like a quadruple bonus.
It's funny because we're all
proficiency.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not
But you can roll.
Speak for yourself.
You
I'm
roll
just
great.
dumb.
Oh, nat 20, but it turns into a 17.
Still
not
not
20
20.
is an
Wow.
automatic
We're going to call that
success.
a 20.
Yeah.
And we're going to just say, no matter how bad you guys rolled, it's okay, because he got you covered.
I have a -3. I'm very
Kind of
happy that I rolled that.
Even with your
Okay.
-3, probably because it affected you pretty harshly a couple times now, you remembered that this is the time of night, right now, when you should be getting your little reminder from Sebastian.
Oh.
Maybe it was a tingle in your throat or a
Yeah.
little tightness, but you notice that it's not happening.
Yeah.
And the time passes. But you now know, just by remembering that you've just completed your second of 3 days that you have. You're now at the last 24 hours.
I voice my concerns. I say that stuff out loud.
Okay, so maybe we should. I really want to open the rest of these barrels, but after that, maybe we should walk for a couple more hours, take a rest,
We already did walk.
continue.
I think that was that.
You've walked one of the 6 hours that you have.
Okay.
You have 3 legs that are 2 hours each, and you're halfway through the first.
Okay.
So if we get through half of the second leg, then we can take a nice rest to gain some nice hit points, and then go from there.
Hit points.
What in the hell are hit points?
Some nice, healed up wounds.
Ah,
would be
yeah, that
nice.
What
makes
would be
more
good
sense.
is to take one final long rest for us to just really
Well-
come to.
What? Huh?
For us to just really recuperate, do what we can, then we go hard at it the moment we all wake up.
Wake up and we do we jog. We jog there, get our workout in. And then hopefully there's water at the next place. Because jogging in the desert definitely doesn't feel good. I can tell you that.
I'm not jogging anywhere.
Yeah. Might be a bad idea. But anybody got water?
I mean, there's a big pond right there.
Are we past the pond now? Where are we?
Oh,
No,
you're
we're in
still
the
there?
same place.
Okay.
He's swimming.
I
You
wanted to
have
punch
one
another
barrel
barrel.
open, 3 not open.
I'm going to swim.
Yeah,
Splash.
he's kind of washing himself. He's finally
Yeah.
getting that hair, like all
Oh
the
my gosh.
crusted mud.
I'm gonna punch a barrel.
Let's
I
actually-
turn a slightly lighter shade of brownish gray. All the dirt that was on me just gone.
Some of the earth came off of the earth, Janelle.
Yeah.
It sounded like you're about to make a strength roll then if you're punching the barrel.
Yeah.
And hold on, just want to make sure. Is this the other uncovered barrel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't have like fire fists.
I mean, I
Oh.
do, but you know.
Please do not.
I can't see, guys. I'm gonna turn on my fire.
15.
Oh, punch.
What in tarnation?
Is it the same thing?
Yep. Oh, greater than or equal to. Equal to. No. I'm sorry, yes. I said yes the first time. Yeah, you cracked it open.
Okay.
This time it does it exactly the same way, except Monolith isn't there to help you take the lid off. You slowly pull the pieces back, and inside you find exactly the same kind of black sand that you saw in the last one.
I feel like I'm totally gonna find the same explosive powder in the other two, but like, God, I just can't leave it.
Curiosity, I say from the pond.
Satisfaction. Punch.
9 lives.
I'm gonna have you walk me through how you get to that next barrel, though, because
It's
covered up
under the
with a-
tarp, right? I can just take the tarp off, or do I have
Like
to do
a-
any special
like a-
maneuver?
Yeah, it's
Car
not tied,
commercial.
It's just laying over.
How
it.
about you lift that thing slowly and carefully?
All right.
Do it like a car commercial, like a dusty tarp, and they're like, whoosh, and everything's in slow motion, and then you're like, built car tough. I don't want to say that.
Tarp
We're not
tough.
I actually like the ripping it off version because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
that's,
That's
gonna
what I
harm
would
you
do
underneath, and I
anyways.
like that.
Okay.
So you pull it back, and for a
Someone
moment,
left a
all the
flint
dust
trap.
that was sitting there seems to just be holding its shape, and then it falls down.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, and it lands on the two barrels that are down there, and these barrels are the same size, but their shape is just a little different. There's like they're bowed a little bit. It's still Coopers. It's still barrels with metal straps.
Shake, shake.
These don't make any kind of sound at all, but they don't feel as thick. Like before,
Do they
there
feel
was
heavier
a solidness.
or
Less
lighter?
heavy.
Less
Lighter.
heavy.
Do you notice any gunpowder on the floor?
Hey, Queen, do you think you could help me? I don't necessarily, because you know what? Last time, I wasn't as cautious as I probably should have been for something that could definitely explode. Do you think, you know what? Whatever, it's fine, and I'm going to punch the barrel.
Go ahead and roll for punching.
Punchy roll
16.
Take me home.
Yup.
to the barrel.
That won't explode.
Fantasy West Virginia.
With my Take me home.
So yes, you do practically the same thing now. This is your third barrel, and you're getting pretty good at punching the lids off. You don't hurt your hand at all. You don't like punch through and do any damage pulling out. But you do have to get your fingers under there. And this time, when you're pulling the wood out, there's space. You know, before everything was packed up and tight, and there seems to be an open space. As you pull it back, you see a lot of hay or stuffing of some sort, some biomatter stuffing. And I imagine you begin to pull it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hand over fist. Just throw it out. Who cares?
I mean, carefully, but I'm going to, like, go through it.
You discover on the inside a webbing of structure that seems to be holding some objects. And if you reach in and take a look at one of the objects, they're small and circular. They look like a ball. And they have a small little piece on it. There's a divot, and in it there's a piece of what looks like a... You ever seen a tar-covered or maybe a... Yeah, tar's a good one. A tar-covered wick, and how it kind of... You can make it stick in a place.
Yeah.
These have a coiled tar-covered string on them. It looks like you can pull it off.
We totally just got a
I'm going to grab it and take it out.
Yeah. So you're holding it now. It's about the same color as the sand that you saw earlier.
Quinn, does this one explode too?
Going like
I'll take that as a
dives
yes.
sideways.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
And then she realizes it's not lit. She's like, okay.
Uh,
Yes! Yes, it
Can
explodes!
the people in the oasis see the barrels? and everything, or
No, they're kind of in the box wagon.
Okay.
And while she stands it up, you can
Yeah.
see the top half of it. And
Okay.
so she seems to be reaching in and pulling stuff out.
Okay.
So I guess but you can't see in the barrel, just
Right.
the side of it.
Can I?
after seeing her pull something out, I definitely like dry off and come over.
Hey, check this out.
Can I have one?
Yeah, of course.
I put one in my bag.
Hey, how powerful you think these are? You think I could explode one now?
N-
I
no,
think you could
no,
probably take
no,
your hand off if you do that.
No.
What if I throw it and then light it?
How do you throw it and then
How do
light
you-
it, huh?
Well, you throw it and then you light it.
How do you do that? I just asked.
Yeah, you just.
I don't have magic hands. I ain't got fire that I can throw at things.
All right.
Well, I think that's kind of a personal
How
problem.
about
Oh.
we not try to explode them right now? We'll make sure we're out of the green place with all the flammable objects in it first.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? There are some really nice trees here.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, I think so too. let's not do that.
I'm gonna continue look. I'm gonna look in the barrels.
Yeah,
now
how
that
many
I
are
see
there?
this.
Yeah, how many are there?
That's a good question. Are you going to take them all out, or do you want to take an estimate from looking in?
Estimate.
Investigation check.
Bad. A 3.
Looks like there's quite a few.
There's at least 2.
I guess we'll start taking them out.
I'll go to
Carefully.
the unopened barrel, and I'm gonna try punching it open.
Okay.
Wow.
You
With
guys
your
start-
fist?
We're all just
Yep.
gonna casually watch you break your hand on the
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, if I roll a 1, absolutely.
You guys start taking them out.
If
and
I don't,
you're
I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, we're
making a stack
yeah,
of the barrel.
yeah.
And you've stood the other barrel up on its end.
okay. I believe in my die.
Good.
Get some more.
15, so I need at least a 12.
I don't know if this one's more powerful.
At least a 12. I got a 4 plus a 3, so a 7.
Oh yes.
You did not break your hand or the barrel.
I just
Monolith.
punch it. I'm like, oh.
Mo-
I'm gonna try it one more time, okay? I just want to try one more time, okay?
All right.
Yeah, let me give it another go. 9.
No, the barrel doesn't seem to be budging.
do you need some help?
Yeah, you do it. I just, I want
Alright.
to try. LARPing.
So that's 17.
Yeah, well,
That's the number I needed. I needed a 12.
you definitely cracked this one open too, and this one is it's a mirror image of the one you just opened.
All right, thank you.
2 barrels of
Pull
sand
it
and
open.
2 barrels of bolts.
All right, this seems interesting.
And you guys have just finished emptying the first one,
Mm.
and you find 16. She was holding 1. There were 15, but counting the one she was holding, 16.
Whew.
Second
I
barrel.
take the barrel and I gently tip it over,
And pour it out.
pour it out onto the sand. Like I take it to the sand and I gently just kind of
TP.
sprinkle them on the sand.
Yep, they come rolling out like
Stop.
they come
Stop.
rolling out like apples out of a barrel.
Okay.
And there's not even anything to roll. No chance they're gonna go off. I mean, based on what just happened, there's
Right.
no chance they're gonna go off
I'm not just like dropping them on each other.
onto the flint fields.
Yeah, I just kind of stare at them like, how are we gonna take all of these? Are we gonna take all of these? I want to take at least like 5.
I would love to carry a couple. I'm not usually one for like fights or anything, but this looks like it could be a pretty interesting show.
Interesting. That's a word for it.
I mean,
Let's alright, so what do you wanna do? We've got 4 of us. You wanna take 4 each? Actually, you just poured out a whole another barrel
there's
of them.
there's 32.
32.
I'm holding
what
one
are
in
we
my.
doing with 32 grenades?
Hold on,
Jason!
guys. My listen, my math is not very good. What's 32 divided by 4?
8.
8. Could we take 8 each, or is that too many? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. Well, this could be interesting.
I am very intrigued by these. I
Are they-
love them.
Clear? Or they're just like a normal.
Are they like
They're
cast
the,
iron?
they're the color of the sand. You can't tell what material they're made of. It almost seems like it's the packed sand.
Can
It
I?
almost seems like the sand has been packed into a hard ball.
That's so cool.
Oh no!
What happens if it gets wet?
Well,
Oh,
I don't know,
wait
get
until
it wet.
dries out.
Let's just take a second so I can tell you something about the world that you've grown up in. So your characters know all about this. This is not a technologically advanced world, and while gunpowder exists, cannons are a new thing, and handheld guns are very rare. However, gunpowder being the very basis of all of this, that art has been mastered. The art of creating gunpowder down pat. The metallurgy involved in creating a barrel on a cannon or a gun that's not going to break. That's hard. That usually requires magic to be infused into the metallurgy. It's not something that just suddenly works. However, Quinn, coming from her military background, has run into this before. She is adept at it, maybe not having used it, but certainly worked with the people that are covered in the burns and the scorch marks that deal with that all the time. I don't want you to think you live in a world where there are semi-automatic machine guns falling out of the cactuses. You've stumbled across something that isn't impossible, but it is incredibly rare. And the quantities?
Many.
This is not
so much
supposed to be happening.
And it under like the book, it's just bomb.
It's a grenade. It'll be 5d6 of damage, 20-foot radius with a DC 15 to save.
Fragmentation grenade?
Yep. Grenade, fragmentation.
Whoa!
That is so good.
You just said 5d6, right?
Yes. Yes.
Each
20-foot
creature
radius?
20 feet of an exploding fragmentation grenade must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Please,
Taking
just
5d6.
something else that Quinn probably just reminded you of because of her friends.
Yeah.
That these are great against enemies and they work just as well against your friends.
Yes.
I'm gonna take 6.
I'm gonna take 4 because I can only carry 4.
Can somebody grab me some?
I got you. And so I pick up a few extra for him.
I'm taking 8.
So go ahead and add those to your inventory. Make sure you have the proper number that you're carrying.
Yeah.
Because those could get used up quickly or slowly over the next however long.
Yeah.
But we do
I don't
need
have
to know
any
when they
big
run
matches.
out, because when they're gone, they're gone.
Do you like uncoil the wire when you use it? Actually, you know what? I got a better idea. Hey, Quinn. How would I use these if I were to use them? Because, I don't want to kill all of us with these.
So when they explode...
Well, no, I mean, like, how do I light it? I get that they explode big.
Alright, okay. So, you don't want to do what I just did and light it with the flint.
Right.
That's not... No, we don't do that.
Okay.
What you want is probably a lit torch or a candle in a separate
torch.
location that you
Okay.
can very carefully hold it over, and then you want to light the little tar covered
yeah.
string.
And
At
do
the
I,
very
like,
very end
Pull
of it,
on that string or anything? Or
It's just
Like,
there.
it's just there, but you
Okay.
want to make sure that you're lighting the end that's farther away from the ball.
Right.
And when you throw it, it'll burn down, and when it gets to the end, then it explodes.
Ooh,
Another question.
like it.
How far do we need to throw it to be safe?
Well, technically, you can throw it about 60 feet, but if you had a grenade launcher, you could throw it 120. That's out of game. I was reading off of the grenade thing.
You want to throw it about 20 feet away from you,
All right.
at least.
So these are real neat.
Just okay.
Should
I have
we
a side question. You guys continue.
Okay.
should we grab some more? What is this called?
Gunpowder.
Explosive powder.
It's called gunpowder.
We should grab some more gunpowder, maybe.
I got
Or
a
do you
jar
have
of
something
it.
to put in it?
I put
used
some in my greater healing potion, like
Yeah.
monolith.
Same.
You got a jar of
I
it.
got
You
a
got a
jar.
jar of it. Do we have any other empty jars?
craft that.
If
You-
not,
Well,
You
we
guys
can
both-
empty out. So you both, yeah, actually.
You both drank your greater healing potions.
oh, that's true. So we do have 2 more vials. Okay. So technically, we have the frag grenades, and then we have 4 total vials of gunpowder.
Yeah, one each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we leave, Jan and Tammy's gonna get in the water.
And do
A quick walk.
Do a swim.
a rinse down. All right, then I'm picturing the end of this having had everybody Oasis bathe
Yeah.
and having had everybody
Jesus.
arm up with their grenades and gunpowder
Yeah.
We're
because
strapped.
you rolled really good on your first encounter. And then, am I correct that you want to finish this leg before anything else happens? We're at about, I would call it dusky dark. The stars are out.
Sounds like a level in a game, like Super Mario or something.
Sounds like a colors game.
Dusky dark.
Dusky dark.
Dusky dark.
In any case, are we? I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to go? I think it's getting a little dark.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
get
think we
a
should
quick
walk on.
drink of water from the pond that I just bathed
Make
in,
sure it's
but
not like poisonous or anything.
I guess
Didn't
I'll
we
find
all
out.
just swim in it?
Yeah.
Well, I
We all
mean,
would've
did you
bathed.
drink
I
it?
should have drank it beforehand, but whatever. I need water, so I take a drink of water.
You drink the yeah, you're right.
Definitely have you there. You drink the. It's magic. You go frog wings.
Did you say frog wings?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Wow. Okay, you walk away from the oasis. You're probably the most refreshed you've been since you met. You guys started in chaos. You were lost at sea and lost in the jungle, and you got transported to a dirty prison, and then 48 solid hours of gross adventuring and near-death experience, and now you're all refreshed and cleaned off.
Yeah.
Wow, what a difference. And you walk, it's not hard to see the direction you're supposed to go, even though it's dark, because the wolf-headed mountaintop is silhouetted by the stars behind it, and you're able to walk directly towards it for the remaining hour of your trip. And when you get to the very base of the mountain, it's the place where you're supposed to sight your next landmark. You can see that this is a spot where a lot of people stop and camp for the night. They're a place where fire's made and a flat area that seems to be kind of protected from the weather and the wind. You don't have to stop here. You could move on to your next landmark. It's 2 hours away, and the landmark you're looking at this time is one very tall tree that's completely out of place. But you can spot it. You looked in the direction Arjon told you to look, and you can see a tall, thin trunk silhouetted again with a very big bulbous top, which is what is the easiest to see from a distance.
Should we? You guys want to rest here? We did just fight a bunch of dragons.
I'm a little in pain, so I would love to sleep a little bit. Do you think we
You're
could?
blowing yourself
We
up.
just
with that.
finished cleaning ourselves and everything. That'd be a good time
Take a nap.
to settle down.
Do
Settle down for
you
the night.
guys think we should stay here? Like, I mean, in this general area?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be sketched out or anything, but I mean, people like are here all the time. What if somebody like set this up as like a, I don't know. We've been ambushed a lot in the past couple days. I'm just a little concerned.
I can take first watch.
That's a good restaurant.
Yes, I like them a lot. Their salad sandwich combos.
They have good crepes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, sleep is a great idea, and it sounds like we haven't really established any bedtime routines for you guys. But what is your standard? I already hear that you're working on a kind of a staying up and watching kind of a system. Is there any other thing that everybody does on a regular night that we would set up as a routine?
How close are we to the mountain?
The base.
Okay, so it's like right there.
Yeah.
You can knock on. Is there any kind of like crack or ledge that could be stood on or just kind of rested upon? You know, little bit.
It's climbable. There are you could climb from where you are up to the top of it, and there are places all along the way that you could stop and find a hold.
Valandril would like to at least go about halfway up and find somewhere comfortable to like perch and be himself and just kind of look over everything, especially with that night vision.
Yeah. How many feet? Like if you were climbing feet, how many feet? would you wanna
Let's
go up?
see. If we were to go up, probably about maybe 30.
Okay.
Maybe 40.
Whoa!
That's fine. The mountain's a lot taller than you think it is. I didn't want to send you halfway up a really tall mountain. So you just want to be 30 or 40 feet
Yeah.
up, looking down.
Enough to see enough of the camp, maybe a little past it, but I don't need to see the sun rising at the end and, you know, things from a certain line-based movie start playing.
Fair enough. You've got your perch up there nice and covered, and the rest of you guys are down at the camp area that seems to be established, and you're setting up there, and you, Quinn, are staying awake.
Yes.
Okay.
Before everybody like sleeps and stuff, I'm gonna make food for everybody and pass it out.
Okay, so
Hand it
you
out.
take your food, heat it up, and pass it out.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll totally have that before he goes up.
Yeah.
Valandrill, food.
Rope down. Take it up, pulley system.
Oh, I thought you were preparing to go down like a SWAT team. Like,
Rappel down the mountain.
Tactics inside.
let me cut to the chase.
Oh god.
No, it's good chase. Let me cut to the good chase. You guys have had a very harrowing 48 hours, and in that time, you have learned a lot. You have elevated your skill set a lot based on the killing of enemies and the solving of problems. You guys all just leveled up to level 3.
Ooh,
it's
yes.
not like we-
As you're sleeping tonight, during this rest, is when you will update your HP. I'd like us all to roll your hit dice to find out what you're going to be adding. And while all of this is going on, I'm going to put us on break, and we'll get back to all of our streaming friends in just a minute, but we've got some character leveling up to do, and then I think there's snacks that we have to eat. So when we get back from that, I'd say we're about 12 minutes away. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. And when I say welcome back, I mean welcome back. Because when you left, our players and their characters were only level 2, but in the short time you were gone, they've beefed up. They're a lot more intense. And now, at level 3, they're completely able to die. As my home game rules dictate.
Fantastic.
Have
So,
much more health.
here we go. Let's just paint a quick little picture about your night of sleep. We're not going to have any encounters as you sleep because you slept so deeply. I would also like to establish something that's also going to be a home game rule, and it is not standard, but it's necessary for what I would like to have happen. If you are on watch for 2 hours, and you guys took turns, in an 8-hour night, it's as if you only got 6 hours of sleep, and you need 8 hours of sleep for complete rest. In the games that I roll, if you are on duty or sleeping, that all falls under the long rest portion of your night, so that there only needs to be 8 hours of sleep, even if you put in a 2-hour awake time. Anything more than 2 hours, it's not a long rest anymore.
Right.
It drops to a short and a half.
Short and a half.
Short and a half doesn't do you a whole lot of good. I'll just say that throughout the night, you guys each took your turns, and everybody was up for 2 hours, but you wake up the next morning before the sun, and you're not entirely sure what it was that woke you up, but all of you woke up at roughly the same time. Who was on last shift?
Yeah.
I'll take last shift.
Okay, and then I'm just going to have you I don't want to be a complete liar on this. Would you roll your d20 and give me this will be Constitution, yeah, but it's not a bad thing. I just want to see if you stayed awake.
7.
Okay, you fell
Answer's
asleep,
no.
but it isn't gonna cost you any damage this time. You're
Right.
not gonna get hurt. I just wanted this to make more sense when it happened. You guys all wake up at roughly the same time. And the fire that you sat around the night before and the fire that Janet Tammy used to warm the food up, it's going as if it was tended to throughout the night. And sitting next to it, drinking out of a mug, is Balazar. Balazar in his golden skin and his golden eyes. And he's sitting there, and as you wake up, he holds his mug up to you and takes a drink. And it seems that he's brewed some tea or some warm beverage over by the fire. And he doesn't say anything, but he greets you with a nod and sips.
I'm gonna start getting breakfast ready.
I'm like, how's it going, Balazar? It's been some time.
It has. I'm glad to see you guys made it across the strait.
Yeah?
Uneventful journey, I assume?
No.
I pour myself a drink.
Uneventful's definitely a word that we could use.
No.
I don't know if it would be the right one, but it's
not.
definitely a word
Yeah.
that
it's
exists.
not. Nope. Nope.
Well, you're doing fine. I don't want to say I was surprised to find you this far along, but I will say I was pleased. You're doing very, very well.
Well, thank you. That's very kind. But we should really, get going with our journey after breakfast. I'm sure there's something that you need from us, or are we just checking up?
I'm just making sure we finish this together.
Oh,
Would you
wait.
like some? I can make some extra.
I would be delighted.
All right.
I was hoping you would ask. Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
So we're pretty excited about this. Do you have any plans? Anything to work out? I mean, we're just gonna go in and grab that orb.
Yeah, I thought we would just kind of grab the box and leave.
Yeah, something like that.
You've remembered what I said about the Hearthstone.
Yeah, of
You
course.
don't wanna get too
Monolith
close.
is gonna stay in the back.
I'm
I
gonna
got
stay
the
away.
whistle.
Otherwise,
Stay away.
how would I be able to help you transport the orb? And
Right.
if all goes well, Arjan too. Have you run into him?
Are we gonna straight up lie to this guy? 'Cause I'll
You
roll.
just turn around and ask me
I'll
like, the
roll
accent's gone
I'll
and
roll
everything.
deception. I'll roll
Hey
deception
guys,
to try to lie to
are
him.
we lying to him?
Did we talk about
Was
this?
that
No,
the
we're
accent?
not.
Arnold
That's me
Schwarzenegger.
mocking.
No,
you.
Oh.
we're not gonna say no.
So
We're
we
not-
are lying.
We're lying to him. We're not
Yeah.
telling
Okay,
him.
I'm
that
gonna
we've
roll a
gone to
deception
Argon.
check and I'm gonna be like, Nah, I don't think I heard of him.
Why would you roll?
Heard of
Does he
him.
have to roll for this?
If
Why would you?
if you're lying, you have to roll.
Well,
If it's
you don't
straight up-
have to do anything. It
You
all
don't
depends
have
on
to
the
do
DM.
You
anything.
can let the game master tell you what you're supposed to do.
God
if I
grant.
were to say that we hadn't run into Argon,
Yeah, there's no way I wasn't going to make you roll a deception.
Okay.
And
Look at
also-
Grant complicating things.
Right.
that's not complicating. That's how that goes. And I have to roll higher than him, or how does it work?
It's just a
You're
roll.
You just roll. I was checking a different thing. Or
Okay.
a related thing.
In the game master we trust, Grant.
Well,
Is that how this is supposed to go?
I don't know about that.
Can I assist? I
No,
know it's
not
a
after a
wait.
roll.
7 total.
Bruh.
I got a +3. I have been rolling real bad. I need different die. Give me a different die.
I've got a couple.
I've kept my dice and they've
alright.
served me, they've hurt me. It's like a real relationship.
Mine are, last week I rolled really well. So this week I'm rolling really bad.
You need go medium next week.
I'll
There you
try,
go.
but I won't be here.
Just roll from home.
Yes.
Roll
Yeah.
along.
So I rolled a 7 and
Yes.
I lied to his face.
Yes. He sips his drink
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Oh, that's too bad. Maybe you're going to run into him when you get a little closer. Generally, I would have thought that he would have approached you by now, but if he hasn't, then maybe that's still to
Can I
come.
win?
You remember what he
believe
looks like, right?" And he
Yeah.
throws his cantrip on and he stands there and he looks just like Arjon. You haven't seen. Back to himself. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out, please.
I turn towards him and I'm like, wait, you said he would come looking for us, but why would he come looking for us? I thought he was after the orb.
Well, he, like I, knows you're headed for the orb.
How does he know that?
He's been hunting the adventurers that Sebastian has been sending all along.
Good to
I
know.
just assumed that he would have made contact with you. But if he hasn't, maybe it's still to come, or maybe some ill has befallen him.
So, Adagame, did he believe me?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
absolutely not. Bruh,
He's lying now.
Yeah.
a 7 isn't gonna get you anywhere.
Right, but he wasn't like,
Well, it could be
bluff.
really stupid.
No, he's too smart for that, friendo. He knows how to play these games.
he could kill us.
Yeah,
Any
Yeah.
of these guys could kill
he
us.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Any of these guys could kill us right now.
Especially dedicated duck could kill us. Okay,
I don't know about a dog.
you're not special.
I was gonna say like a
Not
dragon.
now. With your level 3
Nah.
HP. You guys
Actually,
are-
now
you
it's
guys
more
are
likely
beefy.
than ever.
Yeah,
Well, I
it
mean,
really
more
is.
likely to be permanently dead.
Oh,
But a
okay.
duck, we're more prepared if a duck
A
attacks us.
dedicated.
Well, at
very
least I like to
a
think we're a
goose.
little more-
We'll change it to a goose. Goose have teeth. They're
A
actually
dire
quite
goose.
scary.
Geese.
I want to fight.
Alright.
I want to D&D fight a goose. If we run into a goose, I'll fight it.
You don't want a D&D fighting
Their
goose.
flock is not safe.
You
Okay,
don't want a real fighting goose either.
anybody else gonna try to deceive him to make
No.
it more believable?
Why?
Make it more
You
believable.
failed. Like now he's
Like,
gonna
he
assume we're
knows.
all lying. Now he knows already.
Yeah, but if you succeed high enough.
What? What?
So
That's-
only you met him and everybody else just didn't. So he only
Yes.
approached you.
You're the special snowflake that
Th-
Argon
that- I mean,
chose.
honestly, if you roll a high enough deception check, he'll be like, "Oh, straight up, she didn't meet him," but
Metagaming.
the rest would.
Weird. When did Grant become the GM?
I know.
I'm just saying. That's how that's
What is
deception.
happening?
I'm just saying
today?
deception works like that. I think maybe if you roll high enough, then you
Aw.
like totally. I mean, deceive them, I guess.
I don't know if you can roll high enough to completely and totally deceive him after that.
Well, right after what I said, probably not.
So just imagine that if you're dealing with, let's say, a ridiculously high-level character,
Yeah.
they're going to have a difficulty class of tricking them that's so high that you probably can't roll that high.
That's fair.
Like, even your, and this is where a lot of the debate in the game mechanics come up.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling a 20, there's a 5% chance you're going to get a 20, and that's an automatic success.
Yeah.
But some rolls require like a 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so until you get to such a high level that you're able to roll with all your extra modifiers and everything that you can
Right.
get that, you'd never be able to reach it.
Yep.
So if you're
Right.
dealing with a character at that high a level, then sometimes it just really doesn't matter what you roll, you're
Right.
not going to deceive them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what might have happened.
Yeah.
Might have, but I mean, you rolled
Maybe.
a 7. So.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
Doesn't even matter.
Just take that L.
But it's just
Yeah.
just a fun thing to keep in mind. It's good to keep a perspective of the ratio proportion of power of the people
Yeah.
you're dealing with.
And how much they could kill us because I just lied to them.
Yeah. I hand him his food.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
He eats it vigorously. You know what? It seems as if he hasn't had a warm meal in quite a while because he actually makes enjoyable faces and noises while eating it. You feel as somebody who cooked the meal like you're being appreciated.
Well, at least
Bonus.
somebody enjoys the food that I hand out.
I mean,
Hey,
we never
I've
said
always
anything
enjoyed
bad
it.
about it. What are you
Well,
talking about?
I've never heard a single please or thank you from any of your mouths, so
well,
I just didn't know.
Check the tapes. I don't believe that for a second.
I reach over and I hug Jam
I hug back.
and just squeeze her. I'm like,
Does anyone
I
think
love
it's
you.
kind of weird how she goes from like hating all of us to wanting to hug us to
Have you
hating
not
all
had a
of us
vodka?
Hurting us to,
to smacking us and
Punching
getting a
us.
sound? Yeah.
into death.
Pretending
Yeah.
like she doesn't like us.
Bipolar.
I'm getting
possibly.
mixed signals.
Possibly.
look, most of the time when you get punched, it's sober Quinn. When you get hugged, it's drunk Quinn, or at least happily buzzed.
But what just happened right there? You just gave us
That was just
information
'cause
that
you brought it up.
contradicts.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was
But
just 'cause you brought it
I'm
up.
like, all right, thank you. It's good food. Goodness, what do you want me to say? That it's the best food they ever had?
No, literally all I wanted was a thank you. I honestly
Oh.
really appreciate it. Here's your breakfast. I hope you enjoy it.
Well,
Have a
thank you.
good
I
one.
will. It's been great so far. And I eat
Alright.
it like frustrated. Delicious. I love it again.
Well, I'm glad you're having such a good meal. Would you like some water?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
Alright,
good.
here you go.
Thank you. Oh wait! I can LARP that.
You just have to use a fake.
I can LARP
Fake
that.
drink it. Why not? Why would I
Fake
do
one.
that? Gulp. I want to spit water everywhere.
Bye bye laptop.
Without any kind of warning or preamble, Balazar stands up. He's very tall. Janet Tammy doesn't necessarily feel the way that the rest of you feel about how tall he is, and I know that some of you are tall, but Balazar is at that Janet Tammy height, and glances around at the four of you and says, I have a lot riding on the four of you. I haven't been this hopeful in quite some time.
That's not encouraging at all.
Oh, you guys have done really well, and I'm really excited for you. And you, I hope you see Arjon before we get to the destination.
Yeah, me as well.
Me too. All right. And he backs away and says, "Safe travels," and disappears into the sand. And much like before, he walks 3 steps, and if you were watching him and he seemed to disappear, you could almost believe it was normal, like he just blended into the sand and disappeared. But the geography is not such that he should be able to do that, but he does. And he's gone.
All
So
right.
did he just show up to mess with us? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
I don't know, but we
Hasn't
shouldn't talk about
everybody
him.
Been just okay.
Last
all
time
right.
we talked about him, he was right there. Okay?
That's a handsome-looking dragonborn. Alger looks around. Nothing.
Do we hear him like cackling in the distance? Or in the not so distance?
No,
Okay.
not this time.
Okay.
I mean, I like that, and I want to follow through with it, but the reality is that's not what happened.
Okay.
Point proven.
I'm still
Proceed.
scared about that.
I'm just saying everybody's been checking up on us, so I don't really think that anything we do at this point is secretive.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not saying secretive. It's just that felt odd to wake up. He's just sitting there. He's like, "Hey, you lie to him," and then he goes,
Yeah, that
"Hey,
was
again."
honestly like even I could probably lie a little bit better than
You
that.
grew up
I don't
on the
lie very
streets.
much. Yeah,
I'm not having a good day, all right? I just woke up.
just
How do I
started.
lie
Have you
after I
ever
just
had a
woke
good
up?
day?
Yeah, I have
In
several
your
good
life?
days. All the time. Several. Well, none since I've been trapped in a prison and blood magic was used on me.
Well,
Honestly,
It's been pretty
alright.
rough since then.
it has been a little rough.
But like I just woke up. I can't lie. I
Look,
need to
look,
warm up. I
look,
need my
guys.
vocal exercises.
Eat the rest of your breakfast. We really need to get going. We've only got like 20 hours left, and that's generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just go.
We
Yeah.
hit 24 hours last night and that
So we're probably at like
15.
Fantastic.
15.
Let's go.
You slept for 8 hours, took 30 minutes to fall asleep, 30 minutes to wake up.
Yep.
It takes people 30 minutes to fall asleep. I would love for that to happen.
Generally, yeah, I was gonna say generally it takes me like 3.5
Well, adventurers lead a
Minutes?
different kind of life.
hours.
Adventurers in fantasy sleep, you fall asleep the second your head hits a pillow. It's
Yeah.
I want that.
it's a marvelous place.
I would love that.
It's pretty cool.
It would be kind of overpowered though. You just carry a pillow around, push it to somebody's head, and they're
Yep.
unconscious.
Whoa!
I'm
Yep.
gonna be a
Pillow fights gotten so much more dangerous.
I'm gonna be
Right?
next time I
Somebody
play
hits you,
D&D,
and just because
I'm
it
playing a
comes in
pillow
contact
mancer.
with your face,
I'm
You
gonna
just
walk
get
around
knocked
with
out
pillows
a
and be
little
like,
bit, so
"Ooh,"
it
and then like,
Yeah.
So the idea is
you just fall asleep
Get something
instantly
more
for 8 hours.
right?
So $1.99 on
Killing
D&D
someone.
Beyond, and you can get the Pillowmancer
Yeah.
Yeah.
package. Okay.
Pillows for weapons are like strapped to my
Community
hands.
already did the joke with the giant pillow man, so
Well, no, I mean like in D&D land, you put your head on the pillow and you fall asleep. I take a pillow and smack you in the head with it, and then you fall asleep.
we just have that all.
Pillow
Yeah.
fists.
Pillow
Pillow
fists.
fists. There you go.
Well, I feel like that's too violent. You have to be like,
But
Pillow
it's like a
trebuchets.
pillow caress.
Pillow trebuchets. Yeah. Okay.
Would a body pillow count as a two-handed weapon?
Yes.
That can be used melee or range.
Oh.
Body pillow
So
sounds
to a
like-
javelin.
Yeah, very much. so.
or like just one of those regular square ones you could throw like a ninja star.
Yeah. Like the little
That's
really
like
good.
decorative pillows. Just
So as we've had the first annual Campfire Quest podcast, they've probably been walking, right? Maybe having a similar discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably very similar.
Isn't it
Probably
strange
very
how we
similar.
all just fall asleep immediately after we put our heads to the pillow? I always find
I
it a
feel
little
like if I would
strange.
like take a pillow and hit somebody in the head with it, they just fall asleep, you know? Gotta
It
pay
just
$1.99 for that.
Now, what if you got a body pillow though? Would you be able to throw it? I feel like it would kind of like sag a bit, and
there
then
you go. But you would.
And then
if
we're at the
you-
next
if you threw
destination.
it at just the right angle, you'd be able to throw it end over end, and then.
So
you
should
hit
we
it.
roll for the 2 hours? I feel like that's a thing that should be happening right now.
No way. I'm gonna let this encounter play itself out.
You get robbed by goblins because you're so focused on.
But what about the different type of pillows? You got firm, you got
They're
soft.
like, give us your gold! And you're like, hold on.
Hold on.
You take the
and then
pillow,
you, like,
alright?
involve them in the debate. Be like, wait a minute. If I throw a pillow at you, would you fall asleep?
And he stabs you in the ankle. Like, give me your gold!
Like a rusty.
Why the
toothpick.
ankle? Is it just because they're goblins?
They're-
Because
Yeah,
they're
like
short,
short.
disgusting creatures.
What are they gonna do? Stab me in the chest? They're the size of my.
They could jump.
Hardly.
Slap them out of the air. They jump you like, no.
Yeah.
You can dribble.
With a body
bit.
pillow.
Now they're asleep. Perfect.
Okay.
So that's the first 45 minutes of your walk. I love that you guys wake up to spirited conversations with a lot of emotion and passion. I think
Yeah.
that's good. You care deeply about some things that might not be important, but you care deeply, which is the important part.
Yeah.
You guys have been focused on this very, very tall tree. And the weird thing is that as you get closer, it seems to get taller. You were at such a distance that the trunk that you thought was so tall, raising that large puff into the air, as you walk, it seems to get taller and taller. You know how size distortion works.
Yes.
You just didn't expect it because the tree looked properly proportioned. I'd say about halfway there, you can recognize this is not a standard tree. Possibly the tallest tree you've ever seen in your entire lives.
This is probably the tallest tree I've ever seen in my entire life.
I can concur.
This is a pretty massive tree, I gotta say.
Does it keep getting taller?
I don't know if it's magic or if it's just because we were so far away. It's
Is
hard
there
to tell.
possibly anything in the tree?
Not that you could see from where you are. You're
tree
still
is it?
only halfway there. About an hour of walking left, and it's about now that one of us is going to roll our encounter for this 2-hour block.
I rolled last, so
Yeah, we already got you out of the way.
One of us three. I ain't been rolling good. You want me to do it?
Actually,
Get out
maybe
of the
I'll
way.
do it.
Yeah.
Technically,
Is it a
no.
palm tree? I was gonna ask. What kind of tree is it?
Puff.
a magical.
So
puff tree.
it could be.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, it's a.
7.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what I rolled. A 4. So, not much better.
I definitely did better.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Great.
oh no. I don't like this at all.
I know I said that you guys would die at level 3. but I'm gonna try to keep you alive. For this. I'm sorry.
Have you heard of nuclear power? You've been walking with very little attention paid to what's in front of you because you're so engaged in the conversation you're having. And you've been walking in the desert with not another person for so long that it's a little weird to even think about seeing another person out here. You feel desolate. You certainly feel alone. So imagine your shock when you see coming towards you a hunched over figure and they're walking directly towards you. There was nobody, and this isn't in the distance. They're probably only about 200 strides away from you, and they're walking now directly towards you. The waves of sand between you and them, the dunes, there's probably only about 3 crests between you and the person.
Do they look like straight on determined, or like they're just walking?
They're coming towards you. Maybe they're looking at the dog mountain or the wolf mountain behind you. It looks like a dog when you're going this direction. It looks like a wolf when you're going towards it because it's at a different angle.
Okay.
So
Totally.
It's the
It looks
dog.
less aggressive.
Got like a less defined stop right here, and its nose.
This
is
side's
sore
corgi. This side's a full blown wolf.
Yeah. One side it just looks like a dopey corgi.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you look from down up, it's a salamander.
There you go.
So the person that's
They're a
walking
unique
towards
piece
you
of
is
rock.
completely covered in a cloak, and you can't make out any features until they're about 5 feet away, which
don't
is
like
incredibly close when they pull their hood back,
I don't like
and
this
it's a little old woman.
I don't like this at all.
She has a
That's all
big
her.
gray bun on the back of her hair, and everything else is pulled back really tight. And aside from her wrinkly, and it's sun-damaged skin more than age is what you're gathering, her wrinkly, geographically distinct face is looking out at you, and her eyes are clear and a little milky, maybe from the light.
Does it look like she has like stretched her skin from pulling her hair back to
Yeah.
just attempt to make herself look younger?
Yep, she's trying the what's that? The medieval plastic surgery. Medieval.
There you
plastic
go.
surgery. So she speaks first. Hood goes back and she looks out at you and she says, "Water? Water?"
Oh yeah,
Without
I have
question.
some water.
Oh yeah. Do you have a?
Would you like some food too? We've got a
She
bit.
just drains your. Would you hit her skin?
Yeah.
Yep, drains your skin and gives it back to you.
Here, you want some food? I have some leftover rations.
Plenty of food, thank you.
All right.
Water is what I need always. Where are you traveling?
This way.
The tree.
The tree. And after that?
You know.
Places.
What was the next? It's rock, tree.
Scissors.
Golden Tower.
And after that, we're going to Golden Tower.
I could transport you there.
I think we're good.
I
Thank you.
could transport you there in exchange for your water.
I think we're good. Thank you.
I could transport you there in exchange for your water.
Seems really
Listen,
aggressive about this
can,
water
can
thing.
Can I do like a perception or something to see if she's like
Insight.
insight? Ooh, can somebody else do insight?
I can't.
No,
You
call for
asked.
I called for it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh,
I'm not gonna use that one because it's.
can I?
Because I'm superstitious.
Yeah.
Because math.
Cause bad.
All right, I'm gonna insight.
Oh.
17.
Minus
30.
80.
Does it go up or down with your...
Up. It went from 16 to a 17.
Oh, okay.
I got a +1.
You sense that she is up to something.
Oh.
Right.
You sense that she wants to take your water.
Yeah. I feel okay. I'm like, so can you actually transport us?
Sure. One quick wave of my hands. You give me the water, wave my hands, and I send you there.
We give you half now.
How?
Then you transport us.
How are we gonna give her the?
You gotta.
Alright.
3/4.
Half.
Hold on.
And coin.
Hold on.
Already
Hold on.
what I gave you in
Hold
coin.
on. I have a way to solve this. All right.
This young man knows what to do.
Here is a blue dragon scale. Teleport this to the tower, or at least just
She waves her hands and disappears.
Yeah, this is what I
Okay.
got interrupted for.
so.
Thanks.
At least we can tell that she can disappear things. I mean, maybe it's just over the ridge, but
Yeah, the hard part is, does she reappear?
yeah. The point was just to figure out if she wasn't going to take the water and run away.
She
I mean,
disappeared the
this-
scale.
Yeah.
Oh, the scale's gone?
Yeah, not her.
No, she left.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
She ran.
Someone pays attention to the
She,
GM.
based on your insight,
Uh-huh.
was terrified by what you pulled out.
Oh.
Did not want to be there any longer.
Oh.
So I was thinking about it earlier at the town.
Uh-huh.
Can we just bury these here?
But they're so shiny and
This
cool
is the
looking.
second person that's
Also-
freaked out by this.
Oh,
and
that's
now it's
fair.
freaking me out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Have
just
you ever
gonna.
taken an egg from a nest?
I just chuck it over my shoulder.
I mean, yeah, I worked on a farm. I had so many chickens back home, I took all the eggs.
It's not the same.
This is
It's
not a
From
chicken.
wild nest.
You know, from like a dragon, you take their
Why
egg.
would I take a dragon egg? What sense does that make?
We're
I don't
trying
know,
to
'cause
make
you want
an
a baby
analogy.
dragon, maybe.
It's
You
fake.
want baby
That would
dragon
be-
omelet. I don't know.
Well, that just sounds interesting, doesn't
What?
it?
Imagine how big an omelet you could make with a dragon egg.
That would, you know what? How big's a dragon egg? Like this big?
Sure, it doesn't matter. But the point is, she's gonna come after us, maybe because of these. That's what everyone that we talked to was like. Oh, you got dragon scales.
I know,
Ugh,
I
go
know
away."
what happens if you take an egg from a nest. I'm just saying, I'd rather keep the scales for now.
If we get attacked by a dragon, it's
if
on
it would
you.
make you all more comfortable for me to leave my really cool scales here, I'll do it.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
I was hoping for a little bit more, I don't know. I guess. All right, you're right. I guess.
Do we just dig a hole?
I take 5 out. I have 6. And I put them on the ground. And I keep them.
Oh, I don't
What about
know
the
how
tooth?
many-
I'm like, hey, what about the
nuts.
tooth?
I didn't have a tooth.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, and I wasn't there to watch you pull them off, so I don't know.
Oh,
how
really?
many
I
you
was
have.
there.
Yours too?
But
He only had 1.
I threw my tooth and my scale over my shoulder. And I was there when you pulled the scales, but I don't know if you told me how many you had.
Would
Did
be
you?
smart
Would you
enough
have seen
to
her?
remember?
I mean, yeah.
Let's just do it for fun. Go ahead and roll for deception
Yeah.
Oh boy.
and roll for perception.
Is
Or
that
no,
cocked?
for you it's going to
That's-
be
I would call
intelligence
cocked.
and a memory. So
Memory?
I'm thinking memory. That's not a thing. I'm thinking memory. We're going to use intelligence for that.
You're gonna win. Even if I rolled higher than you, which is almost impossible, you would still win.
Deception?
Yeah.
Wouldn't I roll?
22.
Okay.
You can't.
I'm not gonna roll because it's impossible
Roll.
for me to do
Roll
that.
it.
No,
If you
like
get a nat-
literally, I have.
Who cares?
But if you get a nat 20, you will beat me. Like, that's
If
how
I
that
get a nat
works.
20, it gets
No, if you get a nat
No.
20, nat 20 is a natural.
I didn't.
Okay,
I
but
got
I'm just giving you solid
14
information.
14 dirty.
Maybe you weren't so stupid, Grant.
Maybe you shouldn't lie to your friends.
Maybe they shouldn't
You're
tell me
gonna
to
get-
throw away my cool things.
Well, what we're telling you with good reason.
Please tell me this will bite us later.
Oh, this is gonna bite us later.
Who knows? All I know is that it sounds like you're playing your character well.
Yeah.
Jana Tanner
And-
cannot tear herself away from these cool little trinket treasures that she found, and one of them is going to get kept. Maybe she's going to give it to her mom.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe she's gonna get eaten by a dragon before she gets home.
Maybe. But you actually, in the back of your head, you feel like you were sure that there were more dragon scales,
Yeah.
but Janet Tammy seems so honest and forthright with what
Yeah.
she said that you just go ahead and say, well, okay, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Why would I lie?
And now nobody knows that anybody has anything.
But I was suspicious, right?
Briefly.
Okay.
But it was overcome.
It was overcome, so
Yeah.
I'm no longer suspicious.
You had a moment of suspicion that her die roll
Yeah.
helped you overcome.
Dang. All right.
Yep, there's not really any way
Definitely
around
gonna
that.
pilfer your bag when you're going to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
I'll take first watch, guys.
Wow.
All right.
Uh,
I was just going to be like, are we ready? Are we ready to go?
well,
Yeah.
the last thing that happened is a little old lady was terrified. She disappeared. You threw 2 things over your shoulders. You put all of your dragon scales on the ground. And you guys are now headed towards a tall tree.
Yeah.
And for the remaining hour of walk, while you're looking around you and taking in your surroundings, you don't see anything except the tree. It's a sea of sand dunes around you. A little weird having been on the actual sea to see all these stationary waves around you. And as you get closer and closer to the tree, you're still looking around for what you know to be that third leg of the journey, but you're not seeing the golden tower that you're expecting. And then you arrive at the tree, and in the final 5 steps leading up to it, off to the east, it appears.
Like just poof.
No, it's more like it came into view because the collection of dooms that were there, you just walked into this one area that opens it up like a bowling alley, like an entire like the
Like a bowling alley.
yeah. Like a big open it's a big road, right? Right, a big golden tower at the end of it,
There you go.
Yeah.
Got it.
There we go. The tree itself is really nondescript. It's a tree that is a tree with an incredibly tall trunk. There are no branches or anything leading up to the top of it, and around the base, there's nothing out of the ordinary there. No evidence of a fire, no evidence of anybody staying there. But if there was anything that you noticed about this area, it was that the sand around it is almost exactly like the sand that you've been walking on, meaning probably kind of fluid. Over the course of the week, this whole area is going to get shifted around and it'll be a little different. And that completes your second leg of this 3-leg journey to where you're told the orb is waiting.
Our what? Our 3-hour journey?
3-leg,
Oh, 3-leg.
with 1 leg left to go. The leg that takes you from the tree to the golden tower.
Okay. So we have about 13 hours left, so we should probably go.
Yeah, we're really cutting it close on time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we
All right, let's go.
Oh,
Oh,
where
wait.
do we go?
Before we go, can I do a quick check of the tree? I want to see if it's like a real tree.
Yes.
Nature check.
A real tree.
Or
Because it's like
Arcana.
magic and stuff, or at least I think it's magic or stuff.
Arcana?
Not Arcana. Oh, what are you
Nature?
checking to see?
First, well, I want to make sure it's like a tree, like a nature tree, and not like
Then yeah.
Nature
And-
check.
And not like an evil.
Yeah, you
monster
know, what if
tree
it turns into
or
like
something?
Treant.
19 plus
Yeah.
20.
It is such a tree.
Okay.
It is a tree.
This tree is one that you've seen before now. With a roll like that, it wasn't near your home, but in the last few days, you've passed a couple other trees like this that were nothing of this size. But the bark is one that you recognize, and the leaves way up at the top in the cluster are similar to ones that you've seen on the trip here.
Okay.
So it's not totally out of the ordinary. It's just incredibly big.
Okay. Does the bark come off easily at all, or is it just like a...
With your hand, no. You could maybe use a blade to try to scrape some off.
I really want to like carve my name into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just cut a little piece off and stick it in my pocket.
Of the bark?
Mm-hmm.
Show me how big. Yeah, that's not challenging at all. Probably with a bladed, probably a knife. You have
I have
from
a
your
dagger.
adventurer's kit, or for your dagger. You got to use the dagger, and you carve out a bite-sized piece of the bark, and you can. What are you keeping it in?
Just my pocket.
Okay.
I see her do that, and I'm like, oh, I bet that bark's worth some money. And I get a little piece as well.
All right. You also cut a piece of bark out. There's no reason to roll for this. You guys are pretty adept at attacking trees that are stationary. With very little effort, you get your piece of bark as well.
Yeah.
Anybody else want any bark before we go?
Nope.
Or make any hearts in the tree or anything?
I'd be barking up the wrong tree.
Wow.
When can we fire you?
Nobody likes me today. Jeez.
I don't like
I'm
puns.
just gonna end this stream.
Oh, come on. Intend your puns. We die like men.
Of Mice and Men. Good book.
All right, you guys.
Very good book.
Anyways.
We have one
What?
person out of the two of you that haven't rolled. One of you is going to roll this encounter roll for our second 2 hours.
Who is it? Should we roll to see who would roll?
Should we rock paper scissors instead?
Yeah,
Oh.
Rochambeau.
Okay.
I was gonna roll the roll.
Oh, roll.
Okay, best two.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yeah, and
Okay.
best
The
two.
Best
or-
2 out of 3.
Okay.
The winner rolls.
The winner does roll.
The winner does roll.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Rolling.
Cock.
Cocked.
That was pretty
We can't
good.
Do we want to keep that just because it landed on the table, or should I reroll?
It didn't land off the table.
You can pick whatever you want because
Okay.
it doesn't necessarily affect anything.
17.
Another crate full of gunpowder.
That'd be great.
More bombs.
Just slide
At
into
that
another
point-
oasis.
I'd grab a few more and then I'd just chuck a bomb at the thing of bombs.
And just blow the entire thing up.
Perfect.
Perfect. A+.
I mean, we got so many.
Nailed it. You know, I'm actually carrying like 30 pounds right now, and I'm still unencumbered.
I'm carrying 40 pounds.
That's ridiculous.
Wow, I didn't pay attention to that.
Just 4.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
Up here. Weight carried 40.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 140.
My armor
Because
is
we
heavy.
turned the at the very beginning.
Did we?
Yeah.
Or we just-
I mean,
oh, we're
I-
not
I-
we're not doing weight, are we?
No.
No, we don't use
Uh-huh.
the uncovered rules for
Oh,
this game.
okay. Well,
Okay. Then never mind. I'm carrying nothing.
yeah, man.
Light as a
Carrying
feather.
Absolutely nothing. Yep.
I think that the weights that you're carrying sound correct anyway, so that's pretty cool. You guys have been traveling through the desert now, and some of you even have experience with deserts. You know they're very dry places. So how weird is it that a dark cloud rolls in, and it doesn't come in and cover part of the horizon, but just a lone dark cloud. You see it coming, and you know how you can see rain falling from a cloud in the distance? You see it coming, and the cloud's not going to pass over you, but the rain is falling at an angle. And so, right at about the halfway point of your final leg of the journey, you get absolutely drenched for about 20 minutes. The downpour of rain is insane.
Oh no.
Absolutely insane. And above you, the sun is still shining. This dark cloud is off to the side. It's not interfering with the sunlight. So you're being hammered with rain in the bright sunlight, which is a little odd, but it makes it easy to spot something that you might not have spotted had the cloud been blocking the sunlight. There are pools of water where all this rain is collecting, and in a couple of the pools you see shiny.
Marlon books it. He's just like, shiny.
So, I guess what I'm going to have you do is investigate the shiny. You're going to roll an investigation of the shiny.
When suddenly sandworm.
What am I doing? What am I rolling?
Investigation.
Investigation. Oh no. My investigation is so bad.
Roll good.
Thank you. I was planning on doing
well.
otherwise.
Maybe that's why you're rolling so poorly today.
Yeah, no, I've been telling myself.
Choosing to?
Roll bad.
Wow.
Roll good, little die. I love you. Mwah, mwah.
It can tell when you're lying.
It can't. But I do get a -3.
Oh, Grant.
So,
What'd you roll?
11, dirty.
Oh no.
So 8.
No, 14,
14
minus
-3.
3.
Oh, yuck.
Yep.
But that's still above human average. You're still perceiving pretty well, and the shiny is not hiding from you.
Okay.
You find coins in a pool. Now, here's the cool thing, because you
Okay.
stop and investigated them. These coins, while they are gold pieces, copper pieces, and silver pieces, they are not minted in a way that you recognize. These are from an old civilization. This is from a time long before the current time. And in this world, the units stay pretty much the same. The copper pieces are as valuable as the copper pieces today because they're the same amount of copper.
Yeah.
But
We're
the
still on
shape,
gold standard.
the copper pieces have a rectangular shape to them and a little hole in the middle.
we in
Each
China?
coin is, I don't know, everything is so unique and different. But here you are holding handfuls
They
of
have
these
square
coins.
coins.
And go ahead and roll.
Or they did.
First a
Maybe not
d6 for how many copper pieces you found.
Oh, I'll use the new one. Hopefully I get
Do
the
it.
little controller with a halo.
This determines your love for Ozzy.
3.
3 copper. Roll it
Sounds
again.
about right.
3 copper.
Average.
Only half
Now we're doing
equal.
silver.
Let me add that. No, I'll just remember. 3 copper, 5
5
silver, 1 gold.
There it is.
Aw.
A handful of coins.
Yeah.
Did you find something cool?
Yeah, I found a bunch of these weird looking coins. They got little rectangles.
Rectangles? That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
Add 3 copper.
Are they just in the
Can we
puddle?
all
What's up?
Yeah, they
investigate
were
these
just in the,
puddles
they're just in the puddle.
Individually.
Just in the puddle.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
If you've found somebody has pointed out there was shiny pieces of money in pools of water.
Anyone feel like this is just a giant distraction?
I got money. I don't care.
Or something's
You're gonna
been put in
die.
here.
Eh.
I mean, why would all these coins be here? You know, it's either a bunch of people died here, somebody's bringing all these coins
Maybe
here.
a desert blew
Are you
over
doing-
a big city
Are you going to
from
do an
long
investigation roll
ago.
first?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
'Cause I ain't never seen coins minted like this.
Honestly, you're right. Here, compare them to the ones that you have now. Your normal looking ones.
Well, this one's square,
Uh-huh.
and this one's not.
All right.
There we go.
Wow,
you
that
can
was
roll
really
for the
neat.
top
That
of
was
the two.
really
Okay.
interesting.
Anybody else looking?
No,
I mean, you don't have to.
You guys don't want money?
Jan
No.
Tammy's not really into it.
Valandrel hasn't wanted money since we started. He wants to finish this.
Well, yeah, I'm also rolling below.
Yeah.
I don't want your silly copper. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
How much gold do you have right now?
28.
Bruh. What?
37.
Wow.
Well, yeah, you sold the
Aristocratic is 10 GP minimum. So we're above aristocratic. We're bougie. We're like really bougie.
Doesn't matter, if they die.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But I can die bougie.
Bourgeois
Bad
dead.
The rain stops. The cloud continues on its journey, and the diagonal rainfall that you're watching continues off into the distance and disappears. And you continue on your journey and walk for about 45 minutes until you get about 15 minutes away from this gold tower that you've been walking towards. And now that you're closer, it's easy to make out what you're looking at. It's a golden tower
Of gold.
of gold. And there's even more gold on the very top in the shape of a dragon. A golden dragon. And this golden dragon, even from about a 15-minute walk away, you can tell it's smaller than a normal adult dragon size. This is clearly a statue. Clearly a statue with green emerald eyes. You did... I mean, maybe in the sunlight you thought one of the wings twitched, but it didn't. It didn't.
So-
I'm telling you it didn't.
I'm not sure if you're pulling our tails or not right now. So would I be able to use a certain skill called Primeval Awareness, which allows me to sense if dragons or things are nearby?
Ranger, Ranger.
Yeah,
Sure, Ranger.
but tell me what it's called again.
It's, Primeval Awareness. I can expend one spell slot to sense whether aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, etc. are within 1 mile or within up to 6 if a favorite terrain.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
What's your favorite terrain?
Forest.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Of course.
What kind of what spell slot is this? What size spell is this?
It is considered an action in this case, so it takes up a spell slot.
But I mean, what tier? What level spell
Oh,
slot?
give me a second.
Was it a spell?
No.
It's just a feat?
Yeah.
Oh, then you go ahead and rock on with your bad self.
All right. So, looking at it, do I sense, since we can physically see it, do I sense anything alive?
No. Specifically looking at the top of this tower and the golden statue of a dragon that you see, you can sense with your feet that it is not alive.
All right. So naturally, everybody else we've all been on edge seeing it, but now that we've gotten closer, if anybody notices, Valandril just kind of goes, and he keeps on walking. He's easily relaxed now.
Not actually.
Hey,
a dragon.
guys, before we get any, I guess, closer, maybe we should think of a game plan?
Here's the game plan. Let's go get an orb.
We have no idea what's in here. There's no point.
It's true, but, well, first of all, Monolith, you can't even go near the
Right.
orb chest.
What if we go in the door and I set the Hearthstone at the door? Because we don't want to use it anyways. We don't even want it. We
Was
don't
there a
even want
reason
it.
we're keeping it, or can we
I
just,
have no idea.
Why didn't we give it to
Balzar.
Balazar?
Because
What's a
he
Bulbasaur?
gave it to us.
Yeah.
He gave it to us. So
no,
if we gave it back.
Sebastian gave us the
Did he?
Hearthstone.
Yeah,
Sebastian
he
gave us
did.
the Hearthstone?
Because Balazar gave us a whistle and a other thing that
Yeah.
you have, I think.
Bracelets.
Bracelets!
That
There it is.
everybody has.
Hey, just like the scales, we can just toss the Hearthstone and continue. Simple
Exactly.
as that.
Well, You know what? Let's just leave it at the door, like Monolith said. Keep it just
Alright.
in case.
Keep it by the door just in case, you know.
We have to remember it's there, because if we pass by it, maybe.
You know, if we have to exit the way we came in,
it's
Right.
fine. Like,
and
you know
not
what?
out a window.
We've been
We'll
doing well
remember.
with just winging it. Let's just go, I guess.
So you walk a few more minutes, and most of this walk is an uphill walk. You're climbing a steep, steep sand dune. And you can feel it in your muscles. And you're really grateful now that you've got those sand shoes, because earlier when your feet were sinking in a few inches, you could have tolerated that. You could have made it. But climbing up a really seriously steep sand dune, no. It would have finished you. Or you would have just wished it would all end, and you would just stay at the bottom and die. But with your shoes and a lot of muscle power, you climb yourself to the top. And which of you wants to gasp? One of you's going to gasp. Okay, Janet Timmy makes it to the top and gasps because, because in front of her is this giant lake, and you would never expect in the middle of this dry area where you've been traipsing through to see this giant lake. It shimmers like a bowl full of diamonds in the sun, and in the very center is a white island with a tall, tall tower right in the center of it. You do see, this is the tower, obviously. This is the golden tower, and the top half is gold. The bottom half is a gray slate or a silver color, maybe a lead color. But all of it is on this island, and it looks like about 300 strides of water to get across the water to the island. And as you're looking down at this, at the scene, right on the shore where you would walk down to so you could get over to the island, you see some movement. You gasped. Would you roll in perception?
Yeah.
Oh no.
8.
Yeah, that beautiful lake is just something.
Wow, that is just beautiful.
Can I squint down at the shore just because I'm curious
Yeah,
to see
you're looking.
how
You're
we
taking in the scenery.
Okay.
Maybe you're more. Maybe it's more like you're investigating it because you're looking with your eyes. To.
6.
What if you were perceiving it?
Oh.
24.
All right, so that's a slightly different bit of information that we'll get with that with the perception. You also notice some movement down there, and as you're trying to look, it's just the same sand that you've been walking on, so it's hard to tell why you can't make out what the movement is. There aren't like bushes to hide behind. There aren't rocks to hide behind. It's just sand right up to the edge of that water. Oh, you know, there's a little. Maybe it's a color. You're seeing a little color. Oh, you know what? You're seeing that the color is different. There's a gold down there. It's the color of gold. You can tell now because it's even reflecting sunlight. There's glinting coming off of it. You're seeing clearly that it's moving towards you.
Wait. So since I still have the feet going, like, is it something I would detect?
It is not. I'll just run down the list for you. It's not an aberration, a celestial, a dragon, an elemental, fae, fiends, or the undead.
None of the above.
It's you do!
There you go.
Huzzah!
Unless I misunderstand what this thing is.
Nope, you're right.
I'll
Oh,
make
no.
sure.
I'd be able to sense them, just not know where they are. So I want to make sure that, like,
Spider
Is it just like
senses.
yeah, it's Peter
Turn
Parker.
into a spider and use your spider senses.
Yeah,
Wow.
You won't know the location or the number.
Yeah.
You would just know they're there. And this didn't ping on your radar because it's not one of those things that pings.
My Valentril sense isn't tingling.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Hey, does anybody else see that gold thing down there? What is that?
Gold thing. The lake is lake colored.
I'm not talking about the lake, Jam.
You look down more. I think she's talking about that thing that's moving.
I can't see anything.
I take another shot.
So while in the time that you're looking, all of you will eventually see it. It just depends on when you see it.
Right.
But this thing is running towards you.
Running.
Like
Running.
running?
It's now running towards you.
Heck.
And what color is it? Is
All you
gold?
see is the gold glinting in the sunlight. And you also see behind it it's almost cartoonish, the cloud of dust behind it that it's leaving as it's racing up the sand dune towards you. And when it gets maybe 50 strides away, you recognize it as a giant minotaur.
What?
No.
A giant golden minotaur. And he races up and he stops down below you about 15 or 20 strides away, and he says, "What are you doing at my lake?"
Oh my gosh.
And that's where we're going to stop for today.
I could ask you the same question.
That's good. That's good.
Oh.
We'll pick this up next Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wow.
since we're done right here, that starts our weekend, and I think that starts your weekend as well.
Yeah.
So from everybody at Campfire Quests, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.